the Fly moving through along the inside, and it's the Fly who goes on now with Silver Patriarch on with him. The two English challengers, 1-2 at this stage from Johan Cruyff. Token Gesture on the inside. Dr. Johnson is next, and then Strawberry Roan, and they're followed by Desert King. Loup Sauvage, who was last out of the stalls, is 3 from the back, with Casey Tibbs last but 1 and Verglas the back marker. They've covered 2.5 furlongs, and the Fly on the inside of the favourite Silver Patriarch, a gap then of 2.5 lengths to Token Gesture in third, half a length away the outside Johan Cruyff, then Strawberry Roan. Dr. Johnson is next. Loup Sauvage comes behind these with Desert King and Casey Tibbs and Verglas together at the back. Running on now past the mile pole, and the Fly on the inside narrowly from Silver Patriarch, going a good pace, and they're over 3 lengths clear of Token Gesture in third. Johan Cruyff half a length back in fourth, a 2-length break to Dr. Johnson. Strawberry Roan on his inner, then comes Desert King, and behind Desert King is Loup Sauvage, and then Casey Tibbs and Verglas as they race up the hill. The Fly on the inside of Silver Patriarch in second, 2.5 length break to Token Gesture, travelling on the inside of Johan Cruyff, and then Dr. Johnson. Behind Dr. Johnson comes Strawberry Roan, Desert King next, then Loup Sauvage, the French challenger. Verglas at the back alongside Casey Tibbs as they run towards the 5 furlong marker at the top of the hill, and the Fly on the inside of Silver Patriarch, a gap of over 2 lengths to Token Gesture and Johan Cruyff. Dr. Johnson has moved into 5th, Strawberry Roan is 6th, Desert King is 7. They're followed by Loup Sauvage, Verglas, and finally Casey Tibbs as they run down towards the straight. Silver Patriarch just on the outside now, narrowly from the Fly. Johan Cruyff just behind them with Token Gesture as they swing into the straight. Then comes Dr. Johnson. Silver Patriarch takes it up on the bend. They've 2.5 furlongs to race. Silver Patriarch, the Fly, Johan Cruyff, Dr. Johnson on the outside. Loup Sauvage creeping into it. Desert King beginning a run on the outside as they run down now inside the final 2 furlongs, and coming there in the centre, Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson, Desert King launched on the outer, then Johan Cruyff, the favourites beat, and then Loup Sauvage. Dr. Johnson, Desert King the near side, and it's Desert King on the near side of Dr. Johnson. Loup Sauvage in 3, a break to Johan Cruyff. Desert King the leader as they race inside the last half furlong. Desert King, the Irish 2,000 guineas winner, is going to win it under Christy Roach as they race up the line. Desert King wins the Irish Derby. Dr. Johnson just second from Loup Sauvage, clear of Johan Cruyff. Silver Patriarch well beaten in 5th, then Verglas and Casey Tibbs, and they're clear of Strawberry Roan, the Fly, and Token Gesture is last of the 10 runners. So Aidan O'Brien completes an amazing hat-trick of Irish Classic victories this year. The 1,000 guineas with Classic Park, the 2,000 guineas with Desert King, and Desert King again the hero today, the winner of the Budweiser Irish Derby, allaying any doubts about his stamina for the trip.
Performance by the trainer Aidan O'Brien, by the jockey Christy Roach, and first and foremost by this horse Desert King. He disappointed at Royal Ascot, but here we have turning for home. And at this stage, Jimmy, you were never happy with Silver Patriarch.
No, he was, although Pat rode him handily, as Max suggested he might, he was never really going that well. He was always niggling along now.
He's the winner second right.
Second right, yeah. Desert King just... As they fan out to take a position up the straight, just forced to switch a little bit wide. For a moment, Dr. Johnson, who ran a brave race, looks as though he's taken it by the scruff of the neck. His horse just wanders a little bit, sort of hangs into the whip towards the rail. Crossed Loup Sauvage, but didn't hamper him. And then Christie's horse, the winner, he's come across him as well. So you can say Loup Sauvage maybe didn't enjoy the best of runs, but basically he wasn't fast enough. It's made no difference. And now into the closing stages, straightened out, as he'd done at the Curragh in the Irish Guineas. He powers away. But what went wrong at Royal Ascot last week?
Well, this horse owned by Michael Tabor, the man who's having Mr. Lucky in racing. You've known him for many years. He started off in the East End, John. Absolutely extraordinary. Of course, Christy Roach has chosen right. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people criticised him. Many of us thought Strawberry Roan would have won the Oaks over here. Well, that form hasn't stood up at all. She wouldn't have won the Oaks. But Desert King is the of a madam. She came down very cool, very calm, and she did cause problems before the start at Royal Ascot. These starting stall handlers, the top boys, they're the ones who did it at Royal Ascot and also at the Derby. 3 sets of handlers, North, Midland, South. This is the Southern boys. She's in. We've got 2 to go. Here now is Benny the Deputy Ryan. And finally, you can see this horse, Allied Forces, really sweating up. But Frankie says that's normal. It's dripping underneath the sweat. They're just about all in. 1 to go. This is the 1997 running of the Coral Eclipse. Let's go back to our racecourse commentator, Graham Good.
As Benny the Dip is urged forward into the stalls. Just 1 to go then after this. This will be Allied Forces. Expect the pace to come from Benny the Dip, if nothing else consents to go on, expects Sasuru to be played late. And they kick away over 1.25 miles. And where is the early pace? It's Pilsudski that goes on by about a neck, but Benny the Dip the inside. They're sitting 1 and 2. Boswellsham is third, Sasuru fourth. Held about the back is Allied Forces as they kick through the first 1/4 mile. And it's Pilsudski on the outside of Benny the Dip. Benny the Dip gains the day now. Goes on by length. Pilsudski in second, Boswellsham, Sasuru, and the back of the pack is Allied Forces. If anything, he's steadied the pace on Benny the Dip. Pilsudski in second. Boswellsham with the white sleeves sitting in third. The red cap on the outside is Sasuru, and then Allied Forces. And they go through the first half mile in this Coral Eclipse, the 100th running of this Eclipse Stakes. And it's Benny the Dip, the Vodafone Derby favourite, the Vodafone Derby winner, showing the way to, in second place, Pilsudski. Then Sasuru making ground on the outside of Boswellsham. And then we've got Allied Forces. So they come down towards the halfway stage and the turn out of the backstretch. Benny the Dip leading. Quite a steady pace. It's going to be a kick to the finish here. Pilsudski in second, and then on the inside we've got Boswellsham, the inside that is of Sasuru, and Boswellsham might just be kept in by Sasuru, and Allied Forces has got the whole manoeuvres covered as they make the final turn. Indication as to how narrow the course is at that juncture, at the top of the home straight now, and it's Benny the Dip, Pilsudski, Boswellsham's on the inside, Sasuru pulling double, Allied Forces played late. They've got 3 furlongs to go, and Boswellsham is trying to commit next to the rails, but Pilsudski is going as well. He has got no room on Boswellsham, has to pull that one wide. Down to the 2 furlong marker now. Pilsudski goes on. Benny the Dip the rail. Boswellsham in third place and being ridden along. Getting closer now down to the final furlong. The Breeders' Cup winner, Pilsudski in the lead. The Derby winner, Benny the Dip in second. A Champion Stakes winner, Boswellsham in third. Flat to the boards, making ground, but Pilsudski got first one on them. Pilsudski, here comes Boswellsham the outside. It's Pilsudski by a length. Boswellsham is finishing fast at the line. Pilsudski, Boswellsham, Benny the Dip, Allied Forces, and Sasuru last of all. And so, in a tactical race, Pilsudski has won it in this Polish President horse in the colours of Lord Wyanstock. An 11-2 chance, trained at Newmarket by Michael Stout, homebred at the Ballymacole stud. Well done to them. The Breeders' Cup and the Coral Eclipse winner now. Mick Kinnan has won this for the second time for Michael Stout. He won it earlier in a few years back with Opera House, and he's certainly got the kick here. Second horse home is number 4, Boswellsham. The judge will call a photo for second place. It's a close call for second. Derby winner, Benny the Dip, back in third. So no Nashwan, no Mill Reef. It's a close call for second place. They've flashed past the post together, but they're a length behind the winner of the Coral Eclipse, and that is Pilsudski.
A 5-runner race, and how many times have we seen it? Traffic problems. Willie Ryan just steadied the pace up, and from very early on there was always just that doubt in your mind as to whether Boswellsham was going to get into trouble. You saw there where the running rail actually dips back in. Willie Ryan perfectly within his rights. He made a straight line from one apex to the other. Kieran Fallon thought that he had enough toe to get up the inside, and he didn't, by which time Pilsudski had already headed for home, head down. Really tough horse. I thought he was just going to run a little bit free early on when he came out of the traps. Mick Kinnan got him settled and just gets home, probably a length and a half, something at it in the death. But if you back the favourite, Boswellsham, it was close between Bohemian Bounty and Lucayan Prince for us in the paddock. In the end, we went for David Loder's horse, Bohemian Bounty, on the way to post, and in the betting ring, Royal Applause also with him, and basically most of the money was for those two.
Bohemian Bounty, that's the one into 4-1 from 9-1 in the offices this morning, trying to become the 4th middle part winner this century to win the July Cup. Out to 11-10 against is the price they're showing Royal Applause. No one can believe how it's gone from odds on, except the Bohemian Bounty backers.
Yeah, time might just prove that this Royal Applause is a snip at even money, because it was a special performance, I thought, at Ascot in ground. It's probably a little bit on the soft side for him. A 20-runner contest. He loves to be up there making the running, and 18, 19 of them couldn't even get close to him. Jim, if we had to nail you down, what would you be going for?
Well, I'm almost tempted. I haven't had a bet, but I was almost tempted by Royal Applause odds against. I think there are ifs and buts about most of the others, and he does seem to be in corking form. Will Graham call him home first? We'll know in a minute.
Kick away then for this Group 1 race. A little bit of a ragged start, really, and fast astride is Indian Rocket. Royal Applause on the left of the light blue cap. Indian Rocket, the check cap, tracked by Coastal Bluff, the far side. Rambling Bear takes a keen hold. Compton Place, the far side. The grey is Blue Goblin, and look towards the left. That group is headed by Royal Applause, tracked by Lucayan Prince and Bahamian Bounty, and Easy Call coming from the left-hand group 2. That's down the centre of the track. Come down towards the halfway stage in the Dali July Cup, and on the left-hand side is Royal Applause that shares the lead with, on the right, Indian Rocket and Coastal Bluff, the giant grey, striding forward. Rambling Bear pushed along. Compton Place, Blue Goblin, Pat Eddery is going to take that one next to the far rail, but it's Royal Applause, Coastal Bluff the far side. They come down towards the final quarter-mile pole. Coastal Bluff, Royal Applause, the stand side assumes command now. Bahamian Bounty under pressure, but the rank outsider, Compton Place, the yellow jacket on the far side, is making a big race of it. They're inside the final furlong, and goodness gracious me, it's Compton Place that's the leader, and a leader by a couple of lengths. 2 in second place, Royal Applause, who's held, and we've got an amazing result here. Compton Place and Seb Sanders driving up towards the line, win the Group 1. 2 in second place, Royal Applause close for third. Indian Rocket just ahead of Bahamian Bounty. And then we had Coastal Bluff, and behind Coastal Bluff, Easy Call and Rambling Bear, and the field trail back to Lucayan Prince and Blue Goblin. And so the result of this Dali July Cup, it's gone to number 7, Compton Place, an Indian Ridge horse, and a remarkable starting price, I think we'll find. A 50-to-1 shock result in this Dali July Cup. Well done to the Duke of Devonshire, whose straw colours were successful here. Well done to James Tollop, the Wispy trainer, who's trained his Group 1 winner, and Seb Sanders on the extreme right, his 33rd winner of the season, and by far and away his most significant. This little 3-year-old Compton Place really came up the hill in great style and driven out to the line, no doubt about it. Second horse home was number 4, Royal Applause. May not have got the best of breaks from stall 7, but there's Seb driving home this winner. Second horse home is number 4, Royal Applause, and I think we'll find that the third goes to Indian Rocket, the check cap, ahead of Bahamian Bounty, the all blue, and then Coastal Bluff back behind these.
Compton Place is returned at 50-to-1, 50-to-1, and is the longest price winner ever of the Dali July Cup, first run in 1876. 50-to-1 Compton Place. The runner-up, Royal Applause, sent off the 11-to-10 favourite. A colossal, mountainous result for the bookmakers, the defeat of Royal Applause by the rag, unconsidered rag, that Compton Place. It looks to be third, Indian Rocket, at 9-to-1. And the breed is not
being interviewed by John McCririck. But speaking of the devil, here he is.
One there, absolutely. Mick Canaan. This is another one with blinkers on. They're hoping that the blinkers will do the great thing and improve the horse's performance. She's lightly raced, only had 3 runs, and she's won 2 of them and third in another. And this filly will definitely stay.
OK, well, thanks for the moment, Willie. As you can see, they're down at the start, so let's go live to our commentators at the Curragh.
This year, Cork.
Slouch got absolutely trounced yesterday at Gordon by Ryoun in a race. Colt had said she'll hear a bit about in the near future. My Glare always a good supporter of the classics here and have had their fair share of luck, but I doubt if Absolute Glee will give them the same result as Dance Design did last year. It's got very warm here at the Curragh now, and don't be.
Has Guineas to Christy Roach to ride for the Aga Khan, so it'd be fitting if he was to open his classic account on Ibadila. Meanwhile, the favourite, Yashmak, is playing Cache Ross. Favourite is in, but number 4, Cache Ross, has come out the front of the stall. Conor Everard's mount, one of Jim Bulger's 2 runners in the race. So a further delay to the Kildangan Stud Irish Oaks as we wait for Cache Ross, the Irish 1,000 guineas third, to be reloaded. Conor Everard achieved his biggest success in a Group 1 race last season on Mantovani, the outsider of Jim Bolger's runners on that occasion. 25 to 1 chance, Cache Ross. She'll do it any second now. Cache Ross, daughter of Roy Danzig, is being coaxed forward. She's in, locked away, ready to go, and they're running. And beginning well on the outside, Absolute Glee, with up there too as Shell Ginger, Cache Ross along the inside, and Aaliyah going up towards the front as well as they race through the first furlong, and it's Cache Ross on the inside, the leader from Aaliyah, with Shell Ginger on the outside, and the first of the greys, Absolute Glee, followed by Briance, the French challenger, in fifth, Yashmak in sixth, and they're followed on the inside by Ebadila. Then towards the outside, Via Verbano ahead of Etoile. As they continue down the far side of the course, they've covered almost 3 furlongs, and Aaliyah goes on from Cache Ross, Absolutely in 3, then Shell Ginger, Briance and Yashmak, Etoile, Ebadila the inside, and Via Verbano, Strawberry Roan, and finally Family Tradition. Continuing on towards the mile marker now, and Aaliyah and Pat Smullen make the running from, in second place, Cache Ross, Absolutely is third, and they're followed by Shell Ginger, Briance on the inside, followed by Yashmak and then Etoile. Going a good pace as they come towards the 7 furlong marker, and Aaliyah leads them by about 5 lengths. Cache Ross in second, Absolutely is 3, Shell Ginger 4, Yashmak the outside 5, Briance the rail 6. Then the second of the greys, Etoile, ahead of Via Verbano, Ebadila with 2 behind her at this stage, Strawberry Roan and Family Tradition as they race up the hill towards the halfway point in the Irish Oaks, and it's Aaliyah the leader by about 5 lengths to Cache Ross, Absolutely 3, Yashmak has improved into 4th place, chased by Briance and then Via Verbano and Ebadila, and they're followed on the outside by Etoile. Shell Ginger has dropped back, then Strawberry Roan as they start to descend towards the half-mile pole, and Aaliyah's lead cut by Cache Ross and Yashmak, who's closing on the outside, Absolutely. Briance is next, and then comes Via Verbano. Ebadila trying to make ground on the inside and also getting into contention as they run towards the home turn. Yashmak, the favourite, ranges up on the outside of Aaliyah. Briance is poised. Via Verbano ridden on the outside. Ebadila between them and looking for a gap on the rails. Then comes Etoile. They're in the straight, and it's Yashmak from Briance. Ebadila challenging on the inside. Then Via Verbano. Etoile is next. Strawberry Roan from far back with a big white face. They've a furlong and a half to go. Yashmak, Ebadila on the inside. They're followed by Briance the outside, and then a gap to Etoile as they race towards the final furlong. Ebadila on the inside of Yashmak, Briance in third, then Strawberry Roan, and they're followed in 5th place by Etoile, but it's Ebadila and Johnny Murtagh as they race inside the last 100 yards. Ebadila's going to win it up the line. Ebadila wins it well. Yashmak holds Briance for second, Strawberry Roan 4, Family Tradition from behind for 5th, 6 Etoile, 7 Via Verbano, then Cache Ross and Aaliyah, and a long way back to Shell Ginger, and Absolutely is last. So a first classic success for John Murtagh in the colours of the Aga Khan. The John Ox trained Ebadila has won the Kildangan Stud Irish Oaks, and won it convincingly from the favourite Yashmak and the French challenger Briance.
6-year-old to win. Helicio goes in. That's Perdapio nearest to us. This is Pilsudski, and just 1 left to go now, and that's it. They're all installed. They're under orders, and they're away. And who's going to make the early running? Pilsudski is up there early on. Pilsudski now overtaken by Helicio, and Helicio's gone on. Helicio going on from Swain in second, then comes Kingfisher Mill, then Pilsudski on the inside, and then Sing Spiel. And Perdapio has been dropped back to last by Gary Stevens, and Cash Asmus is going to ensure a blazing pace. Kingfisher Mill has gone up now to almost join him, and in fact he's taken it up. He's run a little bit wide there, Pat, looking for the better ground, and Kingfisher Mill has taken it off Helicio, just checked slightly now by Cash Asmussen. Then in third is Swain, 4 is Pilsudski moving up on the inside. Just in behind them comes Strategic Choice and Shantou towards the outside. Still the back marker is Perdapio, and Kingfisher Mill, the only 3-year-old in the race under Pat Eddery, is the leader from Hennessy. Then comes Swain. Then towards the outside is Shantou. On the inside is Singspiel. Then come Pilsudski, making ground on the inner. Towards the far side, as we see them now, is Perdapio, but they're coming over under the trees, and it's still Pat Eddery taking him along on the 3-year-old. They pass the 6 marker there, but he's gone up to join him again, Hennessy, and Hennessy just shading Kingfisher Mill now. These two really having a ding-dong upsides. In third is Pilsudski, travelling well. Over on the far side is Swain, the rider with the white cap. Just in behind them, Singspiel. Just in behind Singspiel comes Shantou. Perdapio, one of the back markers with Strategic Choice, and now it's Hennessy who has taken it up as they race towards the home turn. Hennessy, the leader from Swain, is in second. Pilsudski third on the far rail. Making ground from the rear now is Shantou, but on the inside it's Singspiel who's fourth, and it's Hennessy the leader. Hennessy from Swain as they race towards the 3-furlong marker. Hennessy's under pressure. Swain has come to tackle him. Singspiel's coming there on the outside. Pilsudski's joining in it too. They're racing now towards the furlong marker, and as they do so, it's Swain over on the far rail. Singspiel coming there. Hennessy is beat. Swain is the leader as they race into the closing stages. It's Swain from Pilsudski in second. Singspiel is third. It's Swain holding Pilsudski as they race up towards the line. Swain and Pilsudski in a nail-biting finish. Swain is going to win it at the line. Swain is the winner. Pilsudski in second. Hennessy is third. Singspiel 4. 5 came Shantou, 6 was Strategic Choice, then Perdapio, and Kingfisher Mill, believe it or not, finished last of the 8 runners. And so the result of the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes of 1997 is first, number 7, Swain, owned by the Godolphin stable, trained by Saeed bin Sarur, who won it in 95 with Lamtara, and ridden by John Reed. Second was number 2, Pilsudski, owned by Lord Weinstock, trained by Michael Stout and ridden by Michael Cannan. And third was number 1, the French champion, Hennessy, owned by Mr. Enrique Sarasola, trained by Elie Lelouch and ridden by Cash Asmussen. Fourth was number 5, Singspiel. The first 3 finished in the reverse order in the Arc de Triomphe. What a joyous day for John Reed, who won it on his first ride in 1978 on Ile de Bourbon. He's won the Diamonds this afternoon.
Well, an extraordinary race and of changing fortunes. Eliseo turning in, seemed to be cruising, but Swain's gone past him just like that, left him for dead, it seemed. Pilsudski loomed up with a chance there. For a moment, Singspiel on the outside. Frankie Dettori looked as though he'd win, but he falters in about 100 yards' time. Now Singspiel starts to run on again. 3 with a chance here of winning, and here, as Frankie goes for everything, his horse just falters there. It pulls his whip through the left hand. Singspiel's got no more to give. Swain's back in front again. Pilsudski's the danger now, but Swain's full of heart.
It's Swain, it's a grueling race this has been today, and it was just strength that has won the day. When you get to the furlong and a half, it looked as though Hennessy was going to drop away, but he's in fact ended up running on again. He's such a good horse. But Swain, who came there, always in the, sort of in the first 3 there, and he came and took it up at the 2 furlong marker, and he just was strong enough to withhold the challenge of Pilsudski. Now,
well, he does, and but another one that sweats up, but this horse runs a good race when he's sweating. I'd be very worried if he wasn't getting a little bit warm. He likes to come from off the pace. I think we'll see Kieran Fallon giving him a little bit of a chance early on. He's by Royal Academy, and a very good individual as well.
Starborough went to 5-2 very briefly, 1 or 2 rails. Bookmakers filled their boots and now cut him to 9-4. Among Men touched 5 back to 9-2 along with Allied Forces. Ali Royal 6-7. Air Express opened 13-2 out to 15-2, just nibbled back there 7-1. Alfhealth opened 8, went 10, now back to 8-1. A lively market down here in the ring, and it's 20-1, bar those 6.
Well, here's Al Harth. He was, of course, the European champion 2-year-old in 1995. He's since then won 2 races, and possibly the others have caught up to him physically, but a good type of horse, a Group 2 horse. Let's have a look now at this Irish race, the Budweiser American Bowl International. The ones to watch here are the one who's circled, that's Al Harth, and on the left of picture, Gothenburg, who's in this race as well. So let's have a look at him now. Al Harth on the outside. He's had a real fight here to the line. Gothenburg on the far side, who seems to like his travelling. He likes actually courses where he can be saddled on the course actually and just go straight out, and he doesn't seem to like these preliminaries beforehand. But here's Al Harth in the centre, looming up now to Gothenburg, and putting his nose in front, goes on to score quite comfortably. Al Harth.
Very decent horse, Jim. I think this is the way to ride him. Always have him near the pace, and he stayed on very well to beat Gothenburg, another runner in the race today. There he is, Al Harth, and well, he's looking in the pink in the paddock. And Richard Hills, as Willie Carson's now retired, takes over the saddle.
Well, let's see 4 here. Deirdre Johnson telling me, wife of trainer Mark Johnson, telling me that this horse really does prefer courses where he can be saddled and kept out of the way. And as you can see there, he is G'd up. He hasn't really fancied this big crowd here today, sweating pretty badly, Gothenburg. He'll go fast, he'll be there for a fair way, but 33s is his right price.
For me too, Jim, this horse has got to have soft ground. He's a very, very good horse, which he's proved time and time again on the continent when he's gone over there. He's won group races there, but when you watch him run on the firm ground or the fast ground here, he doesn't really like it. He carries his head pretty high and he doesn't really get his toe out. So for me, I'd keep him to ground that was riding much softer than it's going to ride today. And as you say, he's getting a bit warm too. I think perfectly genuine, though. He runs his heart out, as I say, when he's given his going.
Well, here's number 8, Wolf Mountain, Lord Carnarvon's colours, trained by Richard Hannon, half-brother to Niche, winner of 2 of his 5 outings to date, Wolf Mountain. But a big step up in class today, 66 to 1.
These colours actually have won the race before. The Queen Cesar carried them to victory in 1963 when ridden by Scobie Breesley, and that was for Lord Carnarvon's father. When they put blinkers on Queen Cesar, if you remember, Jim, I don't know whether you were over then. I don't think
I was born then, was
But he became a very good horse. I wonder if the colours are going to be carried to victory today. I think that this horse, Wolf Mountain, would have to pull out all the stops. Well, there's a lovely picture from the helicopter of the start of the Sussex Stakes, a Group 1 race, £125,000 added. Let's go to Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, and of that 125 added, the penalty value to the winner is $92,750, and this is the Irish Filly Classic Park. There's Air Express just being lined up to be installed. And now Starborough. And that's it, Allied Forces nearest to us. Sussex Stakes under orders. And they're away. Allied Forces breaks well. And also Gothenburg and Starborough on the near side. Starborough, Gothenburg, the 2 leaders. Allied Forces on the near side with Wolf Mountain not far off the lead. Starborough the leader though. From Gothenburg towards these outside, towards the right as we see them, between horses with his white faces. Wolf Mountain just in behind Starborough is among men, and then Allied Forces, and the filly is the back marker at the moment, Classic Park, but there's not more than 6 lengths between first and last as they swing left-handed, 5 furlongs to run. Starborough the leader, Allied Forces on the rail, Wolf Mountain right up there, then comes Gothenburg, and then among men looking for room, Classic Park has improved on the inside, Air Express has improved on the outside, but it's still Starborough, the leader under Pat Eddery from Wolf Mountain. On the outside then is Gothenburg, making very good smooth ground is Classic Park over on the far rail. Ali Royal is coming there on the stand side. Among men is improving also. Racing down now past the 2 pole, and it's Classic Park on the left of the picture, who hits the front now from Starborough and Ali Royal, then among men, and behind them Allied Forces. Racing into the final furlong, and Ali Royal takes it up on the near side, and it's Ali Royal, the leader from Starborough, as they race up towards the line. Starborough fighting back, but Ali Royal holding him. It's Ali Royal at the line. Ali Royal is the winner. Starborough second Allied Forces, it's third among men, 4-5 Classic Park, 6 Gutenberg Air Express, and Wolf Mountain next, and last was Al Half. And so the result of the 1997 Sussex Stakes: first, number 2, Ali Royale, owned by Green Boy Stables Limited, trained by Henry Cecil, his 5th winner of the race, and ridden by Kieran Fallon, who joins Pat Eddery at the top of the London Club's trophy. Second was number 7, Starborough, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by David Loader and ridden by Pat Eddery. And third, number 3, Allied Forces, owned by Godolphin Racing, trained by Saeed bin Sarur and ridden by John Reed, with fourth, number 6, Among Men. This is the winner, Kieran Fallon's first ride in the Sussex, and not surprisingly, his first winner on that account. 101 for the season for him. Ali Royal, the winner.
They went a blazing gallop and every horse had his chance. Classic Park got a dream run through up the inside, but she wasn't good enough. Kieran Fallon throws his challenge down in good time here. Starborough keeps galloping though. Lining up behind, Allied Forces towards the inside. Among Men comes with a good chance there. The one horse who didn't get into it was Air Express. But here comes the winner, Willie, and it's Kieran Fallon.
Yeah, Kieran Fallon, he's the horse that he just kept him off the pace. Unfortunately for Pat Eddery, he wasn't really allowed to dictate in the early part of the race. He was just going that little bit too fast, and his horses got tired at the finish of the race. If he was able to just relax him early, he would have got home better. But this horse didn't stumble today like he did at Ascot, and he's won quite well. John Reed was staying on well on the inside, but no excuses. And the other horse, Air Express, a little bit too wide on the track, maybe never ever looked like being in contention with the leaders. And I would say that it was quite a good run race because of the speed of it. But the main thing was that Starborough wasn't allowed to dictate at his pace in the early part of the race, and that was the whole race.
Ali Royal wins his first Group 1 race. Henry Cecil wins his 5th Sussex Stakes. And Kieran Fallon is top of the pops again at Warren Place.
Yes, they're up at the top with 2 winners apiece now, Pat Eddery and Kieran.
It's making any differences to the market. Matt, what's happening?
Bit of money for Desert King coming to 11-2, and remember he pulled very hard early on when winning the Irish Derby. It's 5-4 on Bosrasham, Singspiel 7-2, and some bookmakers calling 4-1 Singspiel and 9-2 Benny the Dip. And this is the 6th time that the Derby winner in the same year that he won at Epsom has come and run in the International. 5 years ago, Dr. Devious was an 8-1 chance with 4th, his stable companion Roderigo de Triano. In the 70s, Troy and Roberto won, having won the Derby, but Grundy off that epic King George duel with Faustino was only 4th to Dahlia, and in 74 Snow Knight was 3rd also to Dahlia, and the only other Derby winner to run in it 6 years ago, Quest for Fame as a 4-year-old, was runner-up to Terrymon, a 16-1 chance. Terrymon had been 4th in the King George, that's where Singspiel was, but I don't think Singspiel's going to do a Terrymon. Out to 7-2, 4-1 in places.
Well, we've turned this race pretty well upside down and inside out. And we've looked back through to Bosrasham's race at Sandown, and whichever way you looked at it, Pilsudski on that occasion was the best horse. He was quicker when they sprinted. He's a stayer. And this horse that we're looking at, Singspiel, I think falls fairly well into that category. There's no doubt that he had a hard race on ground that was too soft for him at Ascot last time out, but if he's back to his best, there's no doubt also that he's the one that the filly has to beat. Graham, how do you see it working out?
I think the race will be run in the first half mile. Tactics, early pace, so vital, so vital. Let's see what happens. So they kick away, and where does the pace come from? Benny the Dip going on, Singspiel in second, and Mick Kinnan's got Desert King at the back of the pack, and Bosrasham sitting on the outside in third. So they go through the first furlong at what looks a good pace, with at the front end Benny the Dip leading and Willie Ryan clear by a length and a half. Two in second say Singspiel, and then we've got Bosrasham in third, and fourth of the 4 Desert King, and not really helping his cause by fighting. They're well strung out. There's about 7 lengths between first and last. They've got a mile to go. And it's Benny the Dip stretching clear by about 2.5 lengths to Singspiel in second and Bosra Sham, and then much better settled now is Desert King, fourth of the four. Past the 7, and it's still Benny the Dip that's stepping on the gas here, clear by 2.5, and they come down to the so vital 6 marker, and they're passing it now. And it's Benny the Dip in the lead, and it's probably on about 55-second speed here. Singspiel is in second, and then Bosra Sham in third, and then we've got Desert King in fourth, and Willie Ryan seems to be slowing it down as they come to the top of the home run. They're past the 5, and they're on the crown of the turn now, and it's Benny the Dip leading, showing the way. Singspiel in second. Now Bosra Sham is in third place, and it was a slow early pace of 57, and on the outside Desert King tries to come with a run. So Singspiel should be suited by that slow early pace, and here he goes. They come down past the 3. Singspiel in the lead, Benny the Dip in second place, Bosra Sham wide, plenty of room, and no critics here surely. Comes under pressure, Desert King is getting closer. They come down past the 2, and it's Singspiel, went badly in the market, but look at him come home now. In the lead, Benny the Dip, Bosra Sham. Here comes Desert King on the extreme left, and they're starting to bunch now. They come down towards the final furlong. It's still Singspiel who has the edge. Bosra Sham in second. Back in third is Desert King, the outside of Benny the Dip, but Singspiel's got the race sewn up now, clear by 2.5 up to the line, and it's Singspiel who takes it. Singspiel, Desert King through for second, Benny the Dip in third, and Bosra Sham fourth of the 4, and so Frankie Dettori wins the Dunlop International. Win number 1, Singspiel, colours of Sheikh Mohammed. This horse has won the Japan Cup and the Dubai World Cup, and so many people thought he had such a hard race at Ascot that he probably did, but he's come back to win this at a phenomenal 4-1. Frankie Dettori's ridden his 113th winner of the season, and that slow early pace certainly set the race up, as Michael Tanner was so right. He advised it was Singspiel, and well, you'd need to be a brave man to go against him in the ring, but tactics proved king, and Singspiel comes home the winner. Second horse home as Desert King. Didn't really help his cause by pulling so hard early on. That slow pace didn't suit him. Those 2 seconds didn't help. Third was number 3, Derby winner Benny the Dip, Willie Ryan's mount, and another chapter has been written into the book of Bosra Sham, but only fourth in the Juddmonte International.
Singspiel, a colossal price. It was a 5-2 best price in the offices this morning. The horse that won so much money, the Japan Cup and the Dubai Champion Stakes, is returned here in a 4-runner race at 4-1, clear second favourite. The runner-up Desert King went off at 6-1. The Derby winner Benny the Dip was third at 9-2, and they sent Bosra Sham off the 5-4 on favourite Bosra Sham, and she's the 9th odds-on chance, beaten in the Juddmonte International. Stagecraft was odds-on, and Cacoethes, Oh So Sharp, Arteas, Trapen, Grundy, Rheingold, and the great Brigadier Gerard in 7-2 were odds-on. 4-1, Singspiel.
Well, a wonderful performance from this horse. He's been all the way around the world. His biggest success in this country comes just a few weeks after putting in a wonderful performance at Royal Ascot, where he finished fourth in the King George, and he was always travelling well. Benny the Dip had a good strong gallop, then they slowed up slightly. It allowed this horse to have a little bit of a breather, and just about a furlong to run, just having to be kept up to his work by Frankie Dettori. This horse, as Desert King, eventually came out of the pack to take second spot, but the race was all over at that stage. What a brave horse this. And both himself and Phil Sudsky, well, they've really flown the flag in the last 2 seasons for the older horses.
A delighted cortege escorting Singspiel in, and well, it's a bit sycophantic, but poetry in motion. Dettori on a horse. This is a wonderful little horse.
Don't Worry Me, and 14 horses won the King's Stand and the Nunthorpe in the same season. Don't Worry Me into 10-1. Averti's been supported at 10s, so has Almaty. Lots of horses being backed. Bookmakers will lose. If a lot of horses win, some bookmakers will catch them, but they're trying to get out by laying these favourites, Compton Place and Coastal Bluff, and most punters are bluffing them. They're not too keen on backing the front 2 in the most open Nunthorpe there's ever been.
The 75th anniversary of the Nunthorpe, named after a local district. from an early day. It's been a top sprint. Mumtaz Mal won its third running. Deja, just one of its great roll of honour. I fancy Compton Place. John, what about you?
Well, I fancy Malak and also fancy Croftpool. I think they go tremendous gallop, and I think they're two horses that'll come from off the pace. Gigi, how about you? You're a sprint specialist.
I think that Mind Games could lay the Jack Berry ghost here of this pregnant wait for his first Group 1 winner. Mind Games, what a story it would be. Evening performance going on the far side. Mind Games, one of 3 horses scripted to go into the stalls late for this Group 1 flying dash over 5 furlongs, in which Compton Place is a 4-to-1 chance. Coastal Bluff at 6-to-1 is 9-to-1 bar. One of those scheduled to go in late is Averti from stall 10. Mind Games from 15. The stalls butted against the stands rail, but the pace could well come down the centre of the track with Almaty and Evening Performance from 1 and 2. Suno's Lad could lead them down the stand side with Mike. Right, a minute of pure speed, and they break away on the stand side. Heaver Golf Rose and Mind Games running slightly alone, and these two just have the edge. Showing very good pace on the far side is Evening Performance, taken along by Coastal Bluff, and with them Struggler. Just in behind them is Don't Worry Me. They're edging towards the far side. Croftpool is outpaced. Averti is towards the back as well. So too Compton Place, the favourite, and they've already completed a quarter of a mile. Mind Games on the extreme left with a yellow cap, probably just has overall command to Coastal Bluff. And on the far side, Evening Performance. These are the 3 who have it. Behind the Surinose Lad starts to pick up. Also Yarmalak, Almaty with a bit of a run. Compton Place starts to pick up, but plenty of running to do. Plenty of chances. A furlong to go. And it's Coastal Bluff, the big grey. Green colours, Yarmalak. Here comes Surinose Lad. Indian Rocket looks for room. Averti tries to get a run. Evening Performance, the far side. As they race up towards the line, it's Yarmalak and Coastal Bluff for the North of Duel. Here comes Averti fast and late at the line. It's on the nod. A very close call too between Yarmalak and Coastal Bluff from Averti. These in front of Evening Performance and Surinose Lad and Don't Worry Me, and then Bolshoi, and then Heaver Golf Rose and Mind Games, who was a little bit disappointing perhaps, and then Easy Call and Struggler. Martin and Compton Place are well outpaced, and it's very much on the nod here. Very much on the nod indeed between, in the green jacket, Yarmalak, the colours of Contract Promotions and Kotsoka Limited, Dandy Nichols and Alex Greaves. Has she got a nose, or a Yarmalak's nose in front? Oh, it's a close call. Coastal Bluff is ridden by Kevin Darley. They're 1 and 2. And the judge calls a photo between these two, of course, and will no more than a head away in 3rd place is Averti. Surinose Lad runs a big race. That's in 4th, and they're just in front of Evening Performance. At the bottom of the picture on the left is Heaver Golf Rose. They've flashed past the post together. Hold your breath. Let's hope that Yarmalak has won, because if he has, what a great triumph for Alex Greaves, the first woman to ride a Group 1 winner. But it all hinges on the photographic evidence. The judge has called on that evidence to determine the front 2. But look at that. Averti and Coastal Bluff.
Manasib in the red cap on Sheikh Maktoum's blue and white colours. Royal Applause, the pale blue cap, in the foreground. And Muchir about to be led forward now in green and red. Just these 4 remaining. Note that the rider on Ted Burrow, Tony Culhane, just easing himself off that horse's back, one from the left. As Manasib loads up. Now the favourite, Royal Applause, drawn right against the stand side fence, and Averti, blindfolded, a winner at Glorious Goodwood, will make up the line a little clumsily for this Haydock Park Sprint Cup. Manasib rearing slightly in the stalls. One last push needed for Averti. And they're set. And jumping away then in the Haydock Park Sprint, and a very level break. Tomba away well with Indian Rocket racing freely towards the near side, and Royal Applause has a good position, the stands rail. Coastal Bluff is racing quickly towards the wide outside, chased then by Dane Time, and then Muchir. A bit of a barging match between Averti and Tomba in the early stages, and Ted Barrow is well back. The favourite has the call through the first furlong and a half or so. It's Royal Applause by a couple of lengths. 2, Indian Rocket, Manasib in the red cap, working out then to Coastal Bluff towards the outside as they pass the halfway stage. Dane Time is well covered up. Ted Burrow towards the outside, chased by Muchia, and then Averti with only one behind, and that is Tomba. Entering the final quarter mile, can they get by? Royal Applause is still travelling well in the lead. Coastal Bluff now staking a claim in second. Ted Burrow running a big race third towards the outside. Dane Time is pulled out from Averti, but Royal Applause has burst clear running down to the final furlong. It's Royal Applause kept going in front. Dane Time is coming at him in second. Then Ted Burrow. Tomba is flying through from the back, but surely can't catch this leader. Royal Applause out in front. Tomba goes second. Dane Time the outside rallying, but Royal Applause lands the spoils in good style comfortably. Dane Time got second. Then Tomba in third. Averti crossed the line in fourth. Coastal Bluff only beat one in the end. Well beaten. A bit disappointing, the Nunthorpe dead heater. But no doubt about this, Royal Applause has made just about all the running. Royal Applause, trained by Barry Hills, ridden by his son Michael, and making up for his somewhat surprising defeat by Compton Place in the July Cup. Back to winning ways today. Royal Applause in this Haydock Park Sprint Cup.
Well, this is just how Royal Applause likes a race to go. He was able to dominate, but there was an awful lot of barging at this stage because Michael Kinane had a job to get Dane Time settled. He was he'd made his mind up he was going to get him pulled in. As he moves over to his right, he tightens up Averti. Also doesn't do Muchia any favours, but he does get him switched off, loses 3 or 4 lengths, and I'm not sure that made any difference. I think basically the problem was he just almost got too good a start, John, but this horse had the pick of the draw right up against the rail, and you'll see in just a few moments that Michael Hills can afford a little look over his left shoulder. Already the distress signals beginning to come out from Kevin Darley on Coastal Bluff. Big step up in company this. Also on Dane Time, 3 or 4 beginning to run on, but this horse of Barry Hill's got them all cooked.
Ironic that Dane Time and Tomba should be involved in the early season, early race bumping. You can't say that it cost them the race because Royal Applause wins fair and square. Nevertheless, the second and third were the so-called unlucky ones.
And here's the SP. First number 4, Royal Applause, the 15-8 favourite. Second number 6, Dane Time at 3-1. Third number 9, Tomba at 8-1. 9 round.
Well, our thanks
makers here, this blinkered runner. Kick away then, and Shea a little bit slow to strike. Where is the early pace? And it's Vertical Speed and Windsor Castle, Book of Bedtime, the rail. And then Besiege holding a position, Panama City, a length back to Silver Patriarch. Hautara's running very wide under Frankie Dettori and detached and running a remote course there. The back marker at this very early stage is the fly held up, but we knew that he was going to be. Now, Olivier Pellier on Vertical Speed going up to join Hautara, who's the one that's racing very, very wide to trying to find the better ground. Book of Bedtime runs the rail. Pink Cap, Besiege, Panama City, Windsor Castle, Silver Patriarch, the grey. Poseidon, Share, and the back marker is the fly as they race for the first half mile in the Potemkin Ledger. When they turn into the home straight, they'll be in the teeth of a gale, but they're shouldering behind Hautara at this stage. Vertical Speed, does he have horizontal stamina in second? Then we've got Book of Bedtime going third. Silver Patriarch, the 5-4 favourite, is tucked away midfield as they go over Rose Hill, and it looks a very conservative pace here. A kick finish suits Silver Patriarch. Will it suit the fly at the back of the pack? Poseidon held up. Book of Bedtime, Michael Roberts, the yellow jacket, runs the rail behind Windsor Castle, but they're still all playing Frankie's tune. He's the piper here on Hautara, leading by a length. To Vertical Speed in second, Windsor Castle in third, Silver Patriarch wide of Besiege, Book of Bedtime, the rail. Shea is wide of Panama City, the fly, and Poseidon at the back of the pack. Past the halfway stage and just beginning to increase the tempo, Frankie, on Hautara, his surprise ride in the race. That's the mile start they're just passing there on the round course. And it's Hautara leading to Vertical Speed, Windsor Castle, Besiege pulling wide. And then we've got Book of Bedtime, the favourite Pat Eddery going for his 4,000th British base winner in the black cap, and is he just starting to niggle on this red-hot favourite? Windsor Castle making a bit of ground. Shea's getting closer. Panama City is going to be played late. They're inside the final 3/4 of a mile. In fact, they're coming to the top of the home run now, and it's Haltara with Windsor Castle on the outside, then Vertical Speed and Besiege. Pat Eddery on Silver Patriarch, ridden along but pulling wide to get a run, and look at Shea with Panama City. The fly going to be played late. Book of Bedtime isn't out of it either. Plenty in with chances. The roar goes up from the crowd. Haltara the rail. Windsor Castle, the light blue cap is Vertical Speed. The grey horse is Silver Patriarch sticking his head out. Shea, here comes the fly very wide on the course as they come down to the 2 furlong marker in the Potemkin Ledger, and it's the favourite Silver Patriarch of the French Raider, Vertical Speed, who now Buell. The fly is out wide, running in his 3rd consecutive classic. Windsor Castle behind these, down towards the final furlong, and it's Silver Patriarch stretching well, but Vertical Speed is pestering him. Here comes the fly on the outside, but with 150 yards to go, it's Silver Patriarch. Pat Eddery coming home on his 4,000th winner in Britain at the line. Silver Patriarch, the favourite, wins the Potemkin Ledger. Vertical Speed is 2nd, then the fly is 3rd, tight before Book of Bedtime, and Windsor Castle 1 for the judge, clear of Panama City and Shea, and then Poseidon. Then we have Besiege and Haltara were the last 2 to pass the post, and so the result then of an eventful St. Ledger. And once again, the Potemkin Ledger has a big story written round it, because the winner, number 6, Silver Patriarch, in the colours of Mr. Peter Winfield. This one trained at Arundel by John Dunlop. The Derby form is starting to pull together, but most importantly, it's Pat Eddery's 13th ride in the race, but his 4,000th winner in Britain. 2nd horse home, the French Raider, Vertical Speed, so there were every justification for supplementing that horse. The 3rd horse home is number 8, the Fly. Good each way support for that one, vindicated as well. There are the principals, 1, 2, 3 in the Potemkin Ledger. Most importantly, the favourite, Silver Patriarch, the winner.
Entrepreneur, this is Bahari and Frankie. Nearest to us, Faithful Son, Kieran Fallon.
2 to go.
Just these 2 to go. Allied Forces goes in.
1 to go.
And the last in will be Air Express, Olivier Pellier, and that's it. They're all in for the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes, under orders and away. Revoke breaks well towards the right. Allied Forces is up there towards the left as we see them. Bijou Dand is also a trailblazer, and Entrepreneur is there towards the right of the picture. Allied Forces over on the far side. In the centre, Bijou Dand on the near side is Entrepreneur, with Faithful Son next, and then Revoke. Allied Forces the leader from Bijou Dand, Faithful Son, Entrepreneur on the far side, then Revoke and Rebecca Sharp, then centre stalls, Air Express and Bahari, the back marker of the 9 runners as Allied Forces, and Frankie Dettori makes it from Bijou Dand in 2nd. Faithful Son is 3rd, and 4 is Entrepreneur. Going just a good pace, nothing mad about it, but just a very good level pace in this Queen Elizabeth II Stakes as they race past the 4 pole and towards the home straight, and Bijou Dand on the near side takes it up marginally from on the far side Allied Forces. Then comes Faithful Son, Entrepreneur, Rebecca Sharp over on the far side. Revoke comes next. They're racing now towards the 2 furlong pole, and as they do so, it's Bijou Dand just the leader from Faithful Son, and here comes Air Express on the outside under Olivier Pellier. It's Air Express in the centre now, and Olivier Pellier who's come to take it up. Air Express with the challenger now on the near side, Rebecca Sharp, but Air Express holding emissary race up towards the line. It's Air Express from Rebecca Sharp getting up there with every stride, but Air Express possibly just making the photo. It's a Desperado's photo this, between Air Express and Rebecca Sharp on the near side. Bahari and Faithful Joy and Bijou Dand and Allied Forces were in behind them, but as we see them come to the line, it's Air Express on the far side and Rebecca Sharp on the near side. Faithful Joy looks as the Faithful Son looks as though he's just going to be third of the line, but this is very, very close between them. Olivier Pellier on Air Express on the far side, on the near side, the very fast finishing Rebecca Sharp under Michael Hills. Olivier looks across, thinks he may have just beaten the filly. It's close.
What a fantastic race this was, and Entrepreneur, one of the first beaten, and Revoked right out of the back. Neither of the principals got into it. Here in front is Bijou Down. What an unlucky loser this Rebecca Sharp is if she's beaten. Michael Hills looking for daylight there. There isn't any room. Meanwhile, Olivier Pellier comes with a perfectly timed challenge on the outside. Michael Hills has to switch on Rebecca Sharp, and now it's a question, can she make up 3 lengths in the last furlong? And she so nearly does with it.
It looks as though Rebecca Sharp hasn't quite got there. I don't think she's got there. And Air Express has just held on. He's had all the luck in running. Unfortunately, Michael Hills, he tried to ask Kieran Fallon, let me out, and he couldn't get Kieran to give him a little bit of room. So obviously he's had to go around behind Kieran and come on the outside, and he just hasn't got there. It's a great run.
It's incredibly close for first. It's also incredibly close for third between Bahari, who may just have got up and pipped Faithful Son. But Olivier Pellier, the way he looked over, obviously is confident that he has won.
He thinks he's won. It's very, very close indeed. But to the Air Express, look at his head, stuck straight out, ears flat back, fighting real hard, trying to win. Although the other filly's got her head down there. There you are. Air Express looks as though it has got the race. Looks as though the favourite didn't like the ground. The ground would be too lively for him. Revoke. I think the fast ground saw him out. He just could not handle the ground.
Air Express 9-1, Rebecca Sharp 16-1. Has Olivier Pellier won Europe's top mile race for Clyde Britain?
Well, these are nail-biting moments. They have the Hawkeye camera here, so they should have the result, but it must be very close for them not to have it. They must be calling for a blown-up print to determine whether Olivier Pellier there has beaten Michael Hills in this desperate finish to the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes. And Air Express is the winner.
Averse, One So Wonderful 5-2. Faithful is a good price at 33-1. Gigi, what's your fancy?
Reams Averse. See how she goes for the first furlong, and taking quite a keen tug. Where does the pace come from? Wide. Cool Cat Katie and One So Wonderful up with the pace early. Faithfully runs the rail. Mrs. Miniver follows that one through, and on the outside races Sarrier, who's taken back, and there doesn't seem to be that much enthusiasm to make this a really searching test. And One So Wonderful, the black and white spotted colours on the outside, probably just the leader. Dust Dancer and Faithfully run the rail, and then behind her comes Cool Cat Katie, but our leader is using this exuberant stride to good effect, the leader. The light blue cap, Faithfully, the dark green is Dust Dancer, the white colours, Cool Cat Katie, Sarrier, Ukraine Venture, and then the favourite Reams Averse. Pink cap, Kieran Fallon rides her just in front of Mrs. Miniver, who's the trailer. They're through the first half mile nearly. And from the front, it's still One So Wonderful that just has the edge. Got over the stands rails from stall 6. Dust Dancer in second place, the green cap, and then the grey Cool Cat Katie, followed by Sarah Year. Ukraine Venture, the red cap. Pink cap is Reams Averse, the favourite. Running the rail, Faithfully will be screaming for room soon, which is Michael Hills will. Mrs. Miniver, the 100-to-1 chance, still only 3 lengths off the pace. Up front, it's still One So Wonderful with Dust Dancer the outside, Cool Cat Katie, Ukraine Venture. They're all going to be played late, these, and for speed. They come down past the 3 furlong marker. Still a tightly nicked group, and it's One So Wonderful that just has the edge, with Cool Cat Katie making ground on the outside of Dust Dancer. Reams Averse, the Group 1 winner in the race, striding forward into third place now, but the other two are faster, and it's One So Wonderful and Cool Cat Katie to Reams Averse as they race down into the dip. They're leaving Faithfully behind. Mrs. Miniver is staying on, but dueling up front We've got One So Wonderful, the rail. The grey on the outside is Cool Cat Katie between this pair. Reams of Verse held and one paced in third. With back to fourth faithfully as he races up towards the line. One So Wonderful sticking a neck out. The Bay just landed. Cool Cat Katie comes back for more on the north this, but One So Wonderful, Cool Cat Katie, Reams of Verse back in third, and then came faithfully in front of Mrs. Miniver Ukraine Venture. Then we had Stanza Saddlenose slipped on her, and the back marker last of all was Sarah Year. And so the result then of this, the Equity Financial Collection Sun Chariot, the 5-2 chance has prevailed, as that evidence shows. The Nashwan filly homebred, marvellous performances on faster ground she's encountered so far. One So Wonderful, John Reed's 97th winner of the season. Second horse home was number 4, Cool Cat Katie, Ray Cochran on the grey filly the outside. Reams of Verse taken to post early, the long season's told on her, and so too that Group 1 penalty. But next to the rails, One So Wonderful, 3 attempts at the track, 3 wins. And they kick away, and very fast stride is Samuel Chambray. That has the early edge on the stands rail. Also the Dilettanti going up with it, and they're coming over to the stand side. There's a lonely group of fellows in the centre of the track, and on that far side, Princess Janelle, Southerly Wind, Sunbeam Dance. But it's the Dilettanti on the extreme right leads. Barbara Papa out of that group, Hunters of Brora, Samuel Chambray still in the firing line. Also Secret Spring, Sue's Return, Ball Gown tucked away off the pace. Pasternak down the centre of the track. That's in the left-hand group, and that's headed by Sunbeam Dance. That's the race on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side is the Dilettanti who leads. But they come through the first half mile, and also showing place on the far side is Al Hazar in the Hoop Sleeves and Sunbeam Dance. The Dilettanti are 1, 2 and 3. Prince of Denial holds a good position, and also Angel Chimes the far side running fast. Pasternak's midfield. Stanton Harcourt comes to the run the far side. Gulf Shardy sits midfield. Barbara Papa the stand side, and they come down past the halfway stage, and it's Angel Chimes out clear of the Tote Cambridgeshire field as they come down to the 3, with Pasternak starting a run now. Sunbeam Dance with a run, and also trying to get on term Secret Spring, Rudimental the Dilettanti, Samuel Chambray the stand side, right across the track, come down past the bushes and down towards the 2. Also in the firing line now is Zankel. They come down past the 2. Angel Chimes and Pasternak and Zankel. Right on the stand side, Rudimental and Samuel Chambray and Hunters of Brora start to pick up. They race down towards the final furlong marker now. Stand rail, Rudimental, the blue cap, Samuel Chambray. Pasternak down the centre of the track with Angel Chimes and Zankel. Finishing fast, Hunters of Brora. They're inside the final furlong now, and Pasternak has the edge. The stable companion, Rudimental. What an amazing 1-2 for Sir Mark Prescott as Pasternak lands the gamble. Rudimental second, Hunters of Brora place yet again. Then came Gulf Shardy, followed by Secret Sings, Samuel Chambray, then Angel Chimes and Silks and John racing midfield. Van Gerp was last of all, sharp temper towards the back, Miracle Kid and other times, and Stanton Harcourt also at the back as well. And so the most remarkable gamble has been landed by number 9 Pasternak in the colours of Graham Rock. 2 outings so this season, 2 wins. Tremendous training performance by Sir Mark Prescott. George Duffield has his 67th winner of the season on this 4-1 favourite. But quite remarkably enough, Sir Mark Prescott's got the second as well. That was number 22, Rudimental, the colours of the Cheveley Park stud. John Lowe nearly spoiled the script. Just half a length in it, wasn't there? Third horse home, why, that's the Flashing Hunters of Brora from stall 1. And fourth is number 28, Gulf Shardy. That's run a remarkable race to get in the frame. Behind that one, we've got Samuel Chambray and then Secret Spring in the pale colours. The hoops, that was Angel Chimes. That made a lot of the running. Then behind that, the Irish Raider, Prince Zankel. That's in the yellow. And then behind that comes Gift Token, number 26, Run the Rail, that's 32. That's good old palatial style, favourite for the race 6 years ago, you know. Then Bubble Wings with the blue sleeves. Behind that, at the top of the picture, we've got number 30, Silk St. John. Then 25, Epic Stand comes home in front of the red and white crossbelts of King of Tunes. Hurtleberry behind that, the red colours never really showed. Then some of the midfield runners now to Mirias and the rest if you've got time.
Performances set the week alight here at HQ, with the most regal display of all coming from the David Loader-trained Embassy. She became market leader for next year's 1,000 guineas following this impressive performance in Tuesday's Shadwell Stud Cheveley Park Stakes.
Embassy's in behind horses, will have to find a magic path to win. They come down to the final furlong and schmooze the rail. Here comes Embassy weaving through. Oh, the Wizard Fallon's found another run, and on the outside it's Crazy Mental finishing well. But it's all over. It's Embassy, Crazy Mental, and Royal Shyness for places up towards the line. Embassy takes it, Embassy, Crazy Mental, another big run.
On the same day, the syndicate members of the Highclere Racing team were looking forward to a winter wonderland of dreams with their colt Tamarisk. He ran right away from his 12 rivals in the Tattersall's Houghton Sales Stakes.
Past the 3 furlong marker, and still Tamarisk, the favourite, leads the way here. 2 in second place, Magic of Aloha, and then Sapphire Ring, the green cap, getting closer now. Headhunter, the light blue cap on the outside, switch wide for a run. The red cap, Bermuda, behind the Circus next to the rail, staying on a patchy red, but it's all Tamarisk is now inside the final furlong, and so a year of planning and scheming has gone into this, and it's Tamarisk who's striding right away from these at the line. Tamarisk wins it very easily indeed. Sapphire Ring is second.
On Thursday, Hale surprised many by battling on bravery to land the Thoroughbred Corporation Middle Park Stakes. Although the performance put up by Quiet Assurance in the maiden later the same afternoon may be more of a pointer towards future group race successes.
And here the favourite Quiet Assurance comes to challenge at Connoisseur Bay and come to take the lead. Quiet Assurance into the dip and sprints clear of Connoisseur Bay. Back in third place, Minivet is staying on very well indeed. A lot of them finishing with to some effect, but they're a long way remote to this Quiet Assurance, who's galloping home in resolute fashion at the line. Quiet Assurance lands the gamble.
The smiling faces on Friday afternoon belonged to members of John Dunlop's Arundel team. They brought Harmy back to his best and saw him land the Somerville Tattersall Stakes.
It's still tracking that just has the edge to Aix-en-Provence. On the right is the striped cap Harmy. Here comes Bintang. A breeze from off the pace, and still 2 lengths to make up to join this leading group of 4 who come past the furlong marker now. And Harmy, the stand side, just has it. Bintang trying to use his big stride. Aix-en-Provence in third, tracking in 4. A breeze is blown away as they race up towards the line. It's Harmy striding up to this race and taking it in good style.
Well, the season may be coming to an end, but imagining next year's successes is a game that is only just beginning.
Competing in this Prix de l'Abbé de Longchamp for a first prize of 56,117 pounds, Averti to go, and the second colours of the Wertheimer brothers on Kistina, last year's winner, distinguished by a red sash, Dominique Boeuf. Kistina goes into stall number 5. They're just about all in. Just a final heave for Kistina. And that's it. And they're away. An evening performance. It's one of the first to show. And right up there with them is Late Parade for Italy. In the center, evening performance. Up with evening performance is Pas de Réponse. Just in behind the leaders in about 5th place at the moment is Royal Applause. And it's evening performance in the center, Pas de Réponse. Right up there with her, Late Parade towards the left. Royal Applause coming there towards the left of the picture as we see them now. It's Pas de Réponse, Late Parade. And here comes Royal Applause. They're coming down inside the final furlong now, and as they do so on the near side, it's Pas de Réponse being challenged by Carmine Lake, and also right there Carmine Lake is going to get there, and they come to the line. Carmine Lake has just won it. Carmine Lake's won it from Royal Applause and Kistina and Pas de Réponse, the 2 stable companions. It's close between them actually for the minor honours, but no doubt that Carmine Lake in the Robert Sangster colours under John Reed has won the 1997 Prix de l'Abbé de Longchamp. Number 9, Carmine Lake, owned by Mr. Robert Sangster, trained by Peter Chapelham and ridden by John Reed, who won this in 1979 on double form. And very close for the minor placings Royal Applause nearest to us, Pas de Réponse and Christina towards the far side. Carmine Lake, Royal Applause, Pas de Réponse and Christina. Those are the leading quartet. Verti actually was the leader of the next group. And so fifth. But actually they haven't posted any result in the board yet. But I think we'll find without any doubt that Carmine Lake, this 3-year-old filly by Royal Academy out of Castilian Queen, has won this £56,000 prize. It's very, very close among the pursuers. She's posted number 9, Carmine Lake, and a photo between Royal Applause, number 1, Christina, number 10, and 11, Pas de Réponse.
Carmine Lake had the number 1 draw, but she didn't really jump, but John Reed's got a position there and about 4th or 5th. Very fast early speed from the Italian horse, the Late Parade on the outside. But the surprise of the race was the speed that Pas de Réponse showed, who's now in front. Pas de Réponse taking it off the Italian Animal, and evening performance on the rails. Carmine Lake, though, making her run on the rails. Royal Applause with every chance on the outside. But here it looked as though Pas de Réponse under strong pressure would hold on. Royal Applause comes with every chance. But now John Reed starts his run on Carmine Lake.
It's a very fast run race. Pas de Réponse got rid of evening performance very quickly and has just tired in the last 100 yards. John Reed was sitting in the box seat, came out there, and his animal, as you can notice, she ducked a little bit just before about 100 yards out, and he had to really get a fresh hold of her and straighten her up because she ducked towards the right, and she stayed on really, really well to beat the fast finishing Royal Applause, who actually has shown a lot more speed than I expected him to. I know that he always makes a running, but this is a very, very fast 5 furlongs. There he is. He looks as possibly he might have even hit the front before John Reed got a clean run. John Reed just behind Pas de Réponse near the rails with the white cap. Split comes for him. Luckily it came at the right time. Pas de Réponse goes over to the rail. John Reed gets his run, gets his filly going, and you just see it. She'll just duck about now sometime. Well, she's going to. No, she's done it. There he goes. There he just took a fresh hold of her and straightened her up because she was going towards the rails, and he just had to keep her hold of her head and not hit her just to keep her straight because she wanted to hang towards the rail. No doubt she's just feeling something or she was getting very tired. And Royal Applause has ran a great race in 4th position. It looks as though Christina might have been 3rd.
Yes, a very close photo for 3rd place between Christina and her stable companion.
They're loading up. In fact, about half the field have been positioned. There's Pilsudski, who carries the hopes of Britain. Lord Weinstock's colours, trained by Michael Stout. This is one of the very few big races in the world that's eluded Michael Stout so far. He's very hopeful for Pilsudski. Mick Cannan will be attempting to overcome that 15 barrier draw, that stall draw of 15. Out a little bit wide. It'll be interesting to see what he does in the first couple of furlongs. Looking out the back, there's only a couple more to go forward. So for the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe of 1997, let's join our commentator, Sir Peter O'Sullivan.
And Le Destin, the penultimate runner to install. And now Helicio. And when Helicio's in, and he goes in very sweetly, they'll all be installed. That's set and running. Nothing like a Dane over on the far side of the near side. Swain, busy flight right up with them too. And it's Swain, Le Destin very slowly away. And going up on the inside now to join him is Perdapio. And it's busy flight the leader. From Perdapio and Helicio right up with the early pace. And behind him comes Gazelle Royale. Behind Gazelle Royale is Swain. And then Just in behind him comes Posidonus, blinkered for the first time. Panceleb's being chased along at the moment in the centre of the field, and it's Busy Flight and Helicio who are disputing the lead together. Busy Flight on the far rail as we see them, then Helicio. Swain is just in behind them. Over on the far side, Perdapio. Just in behind them, Posidonus, and then Gazelle Royale, and behind him, Pilsudski. On the inside of Pilsudski is Panceleb, and then the grey Yokohama, as they race now towards the top of the hill. And as they do so, it's Helicio who goes on. Helicio has gone on by a couple of lengths now from Busy Flight. In second, then in third is Swain, 4 is Perdapio, 5 is Posidonus, then making a little bit of ground behind them is Panceleb, and then comes Pilsudski. They're beginning the run downhill now, and it's the 1996 winner Helicio in the lead from Busy Flight, running a great race in second. Swain is third. Yokohama, the grey, is making ground towards the outside. They're racing towards the turn now, and just in behind the lead is Perdapio, travelling well. They're now about a furlong off the final bend, and it's Helicio still the leader. Helicio the leader as they turn for home, with Swain right up there on the outside. Busy Flight is still hanging on to his position. Posidonus is just in behind the lead, and then comes Perdapio with a run. They've got 2 furlongs to run, and Swain has taken it up now, and here comes Panceleb and Pilsudski. It's Swain in the centre, but Panceleb has taken it up now, being challenged by Pilsudski. Panceleb is the leader from Pilsudski and Swain as they race up towards the line. A big finish by Oscar Schindler, but Panceleb is going to win the Arc de Triomphe as they race up towards the line. Panceleb has won it, Pilsudski in second. It's a photo for third, with Borgia possibly just getting up to nose Oscar Schindler, and Perdapio out of it, with Helicio fading. No doubt about the winner of the 1997 Arc de Triomphe. It's first, number 13, Panceleb, owned by Mr. Daniel Wildenstein, trained by Andre Fabre, and ridden by Olivier Pellier. A back-to-back triumph for Olivier, who won it, of course, in 96 on Helicio. Here comes Panceleb. As they come to the line, you'll see now that what a great race that Pilsudski has run. He was second all right, but very, very close for third. And Borgia may well have gone up to be third under Kieran Fallon, having his first ride in the race with Oscar Schindler, number 8. You can spot his number there, fourth, and just in behind them Swain, but Perdapio is also in there, but hidden in that photo. But this is the winner, the brilliant winner of the 1997 Arc de Triomphe, Panceleb by Nureyev out of Peinture Bleu, a third winner of the great race for his owner. Great friends those, of course, Frankie and Olivier Pellier. A little embrace between the two there. Frankie had a great ride on Swain as well. Panceleb, a third winner for Daniel Wildenstein. He won it in 74, 83 and 84. A fourth winner, I should say, and a fourth triumph also for Andre Fabre, won it in 87, 92 and 94. He was the only 3-year-old colt in the lineup, and how he's held up the reputation of the generation. Prove that it's a good vintage after all.
Well, I don't know about a good vintage, but a great horse. This was a fantastic performance. It looked mission impossible turning in, but once he saw an ounce of daylight, Olivier's burst out and gone away to win with all the brilliance and conviction that Helicio won 12 months ago. Pilsudski, the bridesmaid, if you like, again, but what a horse this is. There was a suspicion of it in the Prix du Jockey Club, but now there's confirmation. Not just a good 3-year-old, but a brilliant racehorse. And the speed, the acceleration, this is a horse in a million. Helicio left for dead there. Pilsudski's run his usual good race. In fact, perhaps he's run even in excess of last year. But Willie, this is some athlete.
Breathtaking, breathtaking.
Well, one big punch is going each way on Pegnitz. Unbelievable.
Lined up and they kick away over 7 furlongs, and through the first furlong, where does the early pace come from? Tamarisk the outside, Tsar taken back next to the rails. looks steady early. Tamarisk outside of Pegnitz 1 and 2. Daggers Drawn holds a good position 3, and then on the outside looks all black, doesn't it? That Central Park. The one that looks black next to the rails is Impressionist. Tsar taken back next to the rails, and Desert Prince at the back of the pack as they come down to the 5. And it's Tamarisk drawn 7, but well ridden by Tim Sprague to get a rail position and control by about 3 parts of a length. 2 on the outside, Central Park, Yellow Daggers Drawn. Then in behind these have got Impressionists, followed by Tsar. Now Olivier Perrier will be looking for a lot of room soon if he's to make his run, and he's got 3.5 furlongs to get there, and he's just being niggled along to hold a position. So it's Tamarisk that blazes the trail. The Daggers Drawn. Here comes Desert Prince on the outside, coming to press and pass Central Park. Then behind the Tsar has got a position now, following Daggers Drawn, the big market rival. They've still got over a quarter of a mile to go, but they've got to get past Tamarisk. Tamarisk in front, Daggers Drawn, white cap Desert Prince. Here comes Tsar, drawn 1, but has to come wide for his challenge, and it's still Tamarisk that has the edge down into the dip. Tsar lengthens the outside. Tamarisk is battling hard. Tsar and Tamarisk, they've gone clear of Desert Prince. Daggers Drawn drops tamely away, but Tsar has flown his wind heel today. He's clear by 5. Oh, a mighty impressive performance. Time goes back 5 years. Tsar has won it today. Tamarisk in second, and then Impressionist, and then comes Desert Prince in front of Pegnitz. A disappointing and dismal Daggers Drawn beats Central Park. That's a little consolation, I would imagine, for Henry Cecil. But Tsar has won this, as did his sire Zaphonic 5 years ago. Tsar the winner, the colours of Khalid Abdullah. Andre Fabre on the knife edge as to whether he'd let this horse run. He had the rail position at 1. He couldn't make use of it. He pulled wide. He delivered his challenge. Tamarisk, a brave run in second place in the colours of the Highclere Thoroughbred Racing. Roger Charlton's Beckhampton Yard proud with Tamarisk, but this is a good horse, a very good horse indeed. And this is Tsar.
Well, there'll be no prizes for guessing what the headline.
Out to 7 to 1, Benny the Dip, but more support for Pilsudski. The 1 2 bookmakers still calling tips. 11 to 10, the favourite.
The money Pilsudski, 9 to 2 Revoke, 6 to 1 Loose Sauvage, 7 to 1 the Derby winner Benny the Dip, 9 to 1 Bigger the remainder. Here's Graham.
Jason Weaver hinted that tactics could play an important part here, and I wonder how many assume that Bijou Dant, who has made the running in the past, will do so in this Dubai Champion Stakes. And if he doesn't, it'll be a speed race. Stowaway, of course, comes back in trip from being found lame on the morning of the Potemkin Ledger, and drops back to 1 1/4 miles today, the Godolphin runner in the Dubai Champion Stakes, as we watch Bahar, 2-year-old star, and the last to load, the Derby winner, Benny the Dip. Early pace, critical. That's it, under orders, they kick away. And where does that pace come from? Revoke taking him back at the early stages, Pilsudski the rail, and it is Stowaway that makes it. Stowaway, Bijou Dant sitting second. Loose Sauvage shares that position, Pilsudski the rail. Bahar behind that, and Benny the Dip and the Revoke at the back of the pack, as Frankie makes his way home on Stowaway, clear by a length and a half, taken very steadily down to the start. They've got a mile to go. The leader is Stowaway, but Loose Sauvage on the outside, Bijou Dant wide, going to use his speed later in the race. Benny the Dip will be played late as well. From the air, and Bijou Dant sticks into the lead now. Stowaway in second. So it's Bijou Dant kicking clear by a couple of lengths. Benny the Dip and Loose Sauvage and Stowaway all in behind, Revoking behind them. Pilsudski content to run the rail. Mick Kinnan knows that he's on a wonder horse. But it's Bijou Dant, a Group 1 winner, that leads them home in the Dubai Champion Stakes. They've come to the halfway stage. Benny the Dip's on the outside. Stowaway runs the rail. The spotted cap Revoke, the striped cap Bahar. Loose Sauvage in behind them. And Pilsudski will have to come from last to first to win. Up front, it's still Jason on Bijou Dant that leads, only by half a length, through Benny the Dip in second. Spotted cap, Revoke the outside. Stowaway, then Loose Sauvage. Striped cap is Bahar, and Mick Kinnan's playing a confident role on Pilsudski, still last as Benny the Dip, the Derby winner, goes into the lead as they come down to the 3 furlong marker. Bijou down the rail. Pilsudski still travelling very well, 3 from the left, and it's got a lot of horse, Mick Kinnan, but it's going to need it because Benny the Dip, no slouch and a game performer, has the edge on them in the Dubai Champion Stakes. Here on the outside comes Lou Savage. Behind them, Pilsudski. Bijou down drops away. Stowaway all over the shop. They race down into the dip, and it's now Lou Savage in the lead. Here comes Pilsudski, the rail, the favourite, comes to take the Dubai Champion Stakes. Pilsudski stretching into a lead now of a neck of a half of 1. Up towards the line, Lou Savage tries to fight back, but Pilsudski seals an honourable career to win. Lou Savage second for half, third Stowaway, and then behind these came Revoke, Benny the Dip, and Bijou Dawn dropped out to be last of all. And so the result then of the Dubai Champion Stakes. It's been a champion day and a champion to herald in Pilsudski, the favourite winner of this, the Dubai Champion Stakes. Confidently ridden by Mick Kinnan, this 5-year-old, came from last to first to come and poach it. The colours of Lord Weinstock successful, and the horse bred by him, trained here at Newmarket by Michael Stout, and has taken Michael and Mick all round the world. And look at this willingness from this horse. He just stretches his neck and he goes and he goes and he goes. A wonderful sight. You should be here. Second horse home was Lou Savage, third Bahar, playing for places behind this star.
What a glorious game it is when you see champions like Tsar and Pilsudski. Spectacular performances, the crowd absolutely buzzing. They were watching on the huge screen, and when Kinnan launched his challenge, a huge roar went up as Pilsudski came through to win. A magnificent performance. Lou Savage, who ran so well for the French André Fabre and would have won many a Champion Stakes day, but up against a genuine Dubai champion in this Pilsudski. The gamest of street fighters he is as well. You knew if it came to a battle, he would find more. He had no room 3 furlongs out, swept through to win at even money favourite, wins by 2 lengths and 2 lengths again, beats Lou Savage a 6-1 chance, with Bahari third, sent off at 9-1, and Pilsudski the 44th favourite in 97 runnings this century to win the champion, but just the 5th since Giacometti 23 years ago. The others were Hertuf and Roderigo in the 90s, Indian Skimmer in 88, and Triptych, the second of her 2 wins 10 years ago. Not really a good race for favourites, but Pilsudski does it. He's the 14th horse to win the Eclipse and the Champion Stakes in the same year. Pebbles in 85, and Brigadier Gerard did it in 72, and the 3rd to win the Irish champion and the English champion. Pilsudski, he is a champion.
Well, this is a proper racehorse. They race him. He always gives his best, doesn't matter what trip you run him over. He's had the plum draw in #1 stall, best of the ground, but in the end he had to just manoeuvre his way through, just begins to go past Stowaway, who never settled. He's tracking Lou Savage through there, who's got the split between a tiring Bijou Dawn and on the outside Revoke. Bahar just comes in. That would be because Bahar, I think, just came in on Revoke, and at this point probably just a length down on the French challenger. But just look at this as they met the rising ground. He is absolutely world class at 1.25 miles, this horse. Pulverised the French horse, and in doing so paid a very handsome tribute to the art winner.
Michael Kinnan, fantastic performance.
That's Wild West Wind, who just broke through the tapes in Lord Vestey's colours. Jason Titley doing his best to pull him up. The others, yes, he's got him now. Jason, Grand National winning jockey. Let's see how they go this time. They're coming in once again. Simply Dashing just turning a little bit side on.
Right, line up. Wait! Wait!
No, they're saying wait.
Come on!
That's it. They're away. All Royal beginning at the back of the field in this first National Bank Gold Cup chase, jumping 16, coming to the first. Greenback led over it in the centre. On the right of picture is Round the Gale is right up there, and Wild West Wind just dropping in behind them. Coming to the second, another plain one. Stately Home in 4th, followed by Wild West Wind. Further back is Fine Time from Simply Dashing as they come to the first of the ditches. Around the Gale first arrives from Stately Home. Wild West Wind is a mistake there, and there's a faller back in the field. It's Fraser Island. Fraser Island is gone at the rear of the field as they race up now towards number 4. Around the Gale it is, who leads from Stately Home. And they race up towards the home turn the first time. Stately Home from Around the Gale, 2 lengths to Greenback, and then Wild West Wind Simply Dashing Fine Time. Monk Soam behind them in the green and white jacket from All Royal, and then the other grey Jafel the outside. They're about 7 or 8 lengths from the leaders, that pair, and a long gap, Redeem Yourself, and the only casualty so far, Fraser Island. Heading over number 5, leaders jump it well. And the leader is Around the Gale on the near side, red sleeves. On the far side is Stately Home, and Leighton Aspel is up on his feet. He appears to be okay after that fall. Heading now towards number 6. And the leader here is Stately Home, now just edging to the front on the far side. From Wild on the near side, Around the Gale. Then Greenback in third, followed then by Simply Dashing, edging closer fourth on the far side. Wild West Wind, who made a mistake earlier, is still up in the van in company there with Fine Time. They start to bunch up now. Jafel is next, followed by All Royal over on the far side, going the shortest way, about 7 or 8 lengths off the pace, followed by Monk Soam. A long gap then of about 10 lengths to Redeem Yourself, who just can't keep with them at all. Less than a circuit to go and 10 to jump in this first National Bank Gold Cup chase, and Stately Home takes them out with under a circuit to go in the lead by half a length Around the Gale, a length and a half Simply Dashing, getting up on the inside of Greenback. Then out wider on the track is Wild West Wind from Fine Time. All Royal is tucked away on the inside of Monk Soam as they go over number 7. Then Jafel out wide, and they all jump it safely, and there's still some way detached from them is Redeem Yourself. Heading now towards fence number 8, and the leader to it in the centre Around the Gale. Stately Home just brushed through the top of that. Wild West Wind is coming back into the picture now on the outside in third as they head now towards the ditch. They all jumped that previous one okay. Jafel on the far side, number 4, getting closer to the leaders as they head towards the second ditch. And Around the Gale, oh, Simply Dashing, a bad mistake back in the field. That'll knock the stuffing out of him. He's lost about 3 or 4 places. He's last in the picture at this stage. Heading towards the water, number 10. And the leader over on the far side now as they race towards this. On the inside there, we see Around the Gale, who's right up there in company at this stage with the Greenback. Further back in the field, Wild West Wind as they race into Swindley Bottom now. And they've got just on 7 furlongs left to travel. It's Greenback on the inside here of Around the Gale. They're 2 or 3 lengths to Stately Home, Wild West Wind, and then Monk Soam. Fine Time is next, followed then on the outside by All Royal, who's now starting to make ground out pretty wide on the track. They come towards 6 out now. Greenback went through the top of it, but landed safely from Around the Gale. Behind them on the right of picture, All Royal and Wild West Wind. Behind them, Fine Time as they come to the next now. Greenback led over it from Around the Gale as all the leaders clear it well. Jafel has dropped right out. They head towards the last of the ditches. This is 4 out. Greenback on the left of picture with a spotted cap, landed over it with a 2-length advantage now from Around the Gale. Then on the right of picture is Wild West Wind. Jafel has been pulled up. Here's All Royal on the extreme right with the blinkers, the grey horse, as they come to 3 out. Greenback went through the top of it but landed safely. 2 lengths in front of Around the Gale. Wild West Wind and All Royal coming there strongly now. Simply Dashing is getting back into the argument as well on the inside with Fine Time, and they've kicked away. It's Greenback on the far side being pressured now by Fine Time, and in the centre Simply Dashing as they swing the corner. Out wide on the track then Wild West Wind with All Royal, almost 5 in with a chance here as they come towards the second last. And in the centre Fine Time and Wild West Wind jumping together. Simply Dashing over on the far side. All Royal the near side. Still 4 in with a chance. They've kicked away from Greenback, who can't go on. 1 left to jump now. And on the far side, Simply Dashing is bullocked his way back into the lead. All Royal is running erratically. Fine Time in the centre. Simply Dashing landed over at 2 lengths in front. Fine Time is trying hard from All Royal. They've kicked away from Wild West Wind, but what a recovery by Simply Dashing to come back and win the first National Bank Gold Cup. It's Simply Dashing who goes on to win. 5 or 6 lengths to Fine Time. In third, All Royal, a gap to Wild West Wind, a very game fourth. Followed then by Redeem Yourself, who made up a lot of ground from Monk Soam. A long gap then to Greenback, Around the Gale, then Stately Home. They're the only finishers.
And a very, very game win by number 1, Simply Dashing, under 11 stone 10. Ridden by Richard Dunwoody, trained by Tim Easterby and owned by Steve Hammond, has recovered from that awful blunder on the far side of the course to come back and win under 11 stone 10. Fantastic performance. Second, number 6, Fine Time, owned by Peter Wiegard, trained by Amanda Perrott and ridden by Mick Fitzgerald. And third, number 2, All Royal, owned by David Johnson, trained by Martin Pipe and ridden by Tony McCoy. Fourth, number 8, Wild West Wind. But what a win it was by Simply Dashing, who's now 14 to 1 from 25 to 1 with Hills for the Gold Cup after that performance.
Yeah, as you say, Jim, a remarkable performance. There is the horse circled there, Simply Dashing, coming to the ditch here, and Richard Dunwoody driving him up, looking for the strides, asks him up, and he puts down through the fence, and really you would say that his chances have gone. The horse to the right there, the grey horse under Tony McCoy, has been tracking him throughout the race, and he's decided to now pull out wide and not track him anymore. But up on the inside, Simply Dashing's got a tremendous run through under Richard Dunwoody, and he only had to jump the last year to go and win.
This was a brilliant performance, it really was. Top weight, ground that didn't suit him, made the mistake, and yet he's come on what like being a 5 or 6 horse finish 2 out. He's forged through, and he shows such class, this horse, such resolution. He's got a wonderful outlook, and you can see Richard Dunwoody absolutely thrilled by this success as he looks over his shoulder to see that he's clear of Fine Time and Orel, both of whom ran good races, but this is a real Gold Cup contender.
I was going to say, Julian, Tim Easterby, who's in his second season, I think second season as a trainer, and he'll be looking to emulate his father. Better now.
Isn't he a lovely horse to look at?
Beautiful, lovely. You said he's quite big, but he's short coupled, gets him a lot. All the power is in the right place. Lovely picture of Graham Bradley there, hands in the right position. Very top class rider.
What about General Wolf? He put up a superb performance first amount, and I think this could be a very fast gallop with Barton Bank, Sunny Bay up there, and that would suit this horse, you know. 10s from 9 to 1 now. Seamus Durack, I've been banging on about this lad all year. Top class amateur, better than that.
I thought he made a few mistakes around Haydock under pressure, and I would just worry about his jumping under the real pressure.
That will all be revealed in time.
There is Thierry Dumont, I keep wanting to call him Thierry Jaunet, but he's still at college. He's studying business in Paris, so his schoolmates or his college mates will be cheering him on. And Cille de Brion is really Francois Dumont's second string here, but there's not much between Cille de Brion and his other runner, Jeddah. And on French rating, Cille de Brion is better in France than he is here, so 8.13 he's set to carry him, but as we heard earlier, Francois Dumont isn't too worried about that, and I think he has a real live chance. Both his runners, interestingly, have got blinkers on.
Barton Bank, well, of course, Jenny Mould, this has always been the apple of her eye, and I think she's been upset a few times about what various comments about him, but he keeps coming back. He had problems, didn't he? But he's got over them.
Yeah, as I was trying to say, his jumping is a lot better now, perhaps not in the class of Sunny Bay, but his jumping, that is. Jenny, I'm not being rude about your horse, but he does, he's been schooled by Ginny Elliott, and as he's got older, he's learned to survive and jump a lot better.
Adrian Maguire riding quite short, isn't he? But then he is a short little fella himself.
Yeah, and the big horses push your legs out, a bit of weight under there will make you look to be riding a bit shorter.
Yeah. So always a good place to start, way down the end of the back straight there. So it's almost 2 complete circuits for this Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup. Well, they are being called in now. Peter O'Sullivan may say that it's a happy day for him, but from all of the team at this end of the mic, it's sad as we hand over for the last time to Peter.
Thank you, Richard. It's very nice of you to say so. No, it certainly isn't sad from my vantage point. It's just keen anticipation of what I'm sure will be a terrific race for this 41st Hennessy Gold Cup. 50,000 to the winner. Winners of 102 races between them, and they're being called in now. Jock's told to come in steady. Wait, he says. This could be it.
Wait and wait!
have it. He wouldn't have it. Trying again was going to get a very good break there. Very fresh, running for the first time this season, but of course he's won twice first time out. Previous seasons, this looks like it. No, Yorkshire Gale was turned. Trying again, turn to come in and join the other 13. So Risk is a little bit behind him.
You're right now.
Here we go, and they're away. And Yorkshire Gale and Sunny Bay are the first to show, with Trying Again going up on the outside as they come to the first. Sunny Bay, Coombe Hill has come to join him. Yorkshire Gale, they're all safely over the first and racing towards the first of the ditches already. Sunny Bay on the inside of Coombe Hill. Yorkshire Gale comes next, then Trying Again, Barton Bank and Grange Break, and then Ciel de Briand and Jeddah. Belmont King came next. The back marker at the moment is Belstaff Boy. They're going a real good gallop as they come to the third. With the greys, Sunny Bay taking him along from Yorkshire Gale and Coombe Hill, and Trying Again on the far side. Just in behind them, Belmont King and Ciel de Briand, then Grange Break. Belstaff Boy still the back marker as they come to the fourth and going a great gallop. Sunny Bay, oh, he pitched there, and oh, he very nearly went. Oh, it was a fantastic recovery that by Graham Bradley. He's he'd gone, but he's back in it all right now. Yorkshire Gale with the advantage. Grange Break on his outside. Sunny Bay has lost quite a little bit of ground. He's towards the inside. On the outside is Grange Break, who's come in to join the leaders. And it's Grange Break and the top weight, Barton Bank. Then on the inside comes Yorkshire Gale. Right on the inside, Sunny Bay, right up on terms with them. Then comes Trying Again just in behind them, and then Coombe Hill and Belmont King as they race towards the sixth. Barton Bank and Grange Break from Sunny Bay, then Yorkshire Gale. Behind them, Trying Again, and then Coombe Hill. Belstaff Boys getting tailed off. They're turning now to enter the home straight on the first circuit, with Barton Bank, the top weight, disputing it with Sunny Bay and Grange Break just in behind them towards the outside. Coming towards the next obstacle, the first in the straight, number 7 of the 21 fences in all. And as they come to it, Sunny Bay right up on terms on the far side, lands just in the lead from the top weight Barton Bank, then Yorkshire Gale and Coombe Hill behind them, and then Ciel de Briand going the shortest way on the inside. Here comes the next ditch, the second of them, Sunny Bay. Jumps that immaculately with Barton Bank almost upsides him. Coombe Hill comes next, then Trying Again and Yorkshire Gale, and General Wolf right up there with them as they jump the ninth. Sunny Bay and Barton Bank, these two. Mistake there by Jeddah, who's only got one behind him. Belstaff Boy just climbed over that one. But the other 13 going strong ahead of him, and it's Sunny Bay the leader from Barton Bank on the near side. Over the ninth, then Yorkshire Gale, over the 10th rather. Then came Belmont King. Behind Belmont King is Coombe Hill, and then Ciel de Briand over on the far side. Trying Again's right up there on the near side. So's General Wolf and UDP as they come down to the water. It's Sunny Bay, just the leader from Barton Bank. Trying Again on the near side. Ciel de Briand on the far side. And then Yorkshire Gale, then Belmont King. Behind Belmont King is General Wolf, and then Coombe Hill, UDP, then Jeddah, and on the outside, Oh So Risky, then Time for a Run, and Grange Break, and still tailed off is Belstaff Boy. So, over on the far side now, Sunny Bay on the inside. Belmont King right up with him, and so is Barton Bank. Just in behind them, Trying Again as they come to the 12th with Yorkshire Gale, and then Ciel de Briand on the inside. And over that one, it was Barton Bank, the top weight, Belmont King and Sunny Bay, a little between those three. Behind them come Trying Again and Yorkshire Gale and Coombe Hill and Ciel de Briand. Here's the third of the ditches. Barton Bank, just the leader from Belmont King. On the inside, Sunny Bay. Little gap then to Trying Again and Yorkshire Gale and Coombe Hill and Ciel de Briand. Over the 14th, Barton Bank it was. Barton Bank just the leader at that one from Belmont King. Sunny Bay on the inside, Ciel de Briand on the inside, tracking the grey Sunny Bay over the 15th, trying again on the outside. Coombe Hill, last year's winner, comes next. Behind Coombe Hill, Yorkshire Gale. UDP is beginning to get into it too. They're coming to the 6th from home now. Barton Bank on the near side, Sunny Bay on the far side, Belmont King right up with them, then the middle gap to trying again. General Wolf is getting in arrears now as they begin this long turn towards the cross fence. And as they do so, they've got 5 left to jump. Barton Bank, the top weight, Sunny Bay on his inside. Belmont King comes next, then trying again, travelling well. Time for a Run is making significant progress on the outside. He's got UDP on his inner, and then comes Ciel de Briand as they come down to the cross fence now. And they've got 5 to jump, and it's Sunny Bay on the inside of Barton Bank, then trying again, then Belmont King, and then Time for a Run, then UDP, then comes Yorkshire Gale, then Ciel de Briand. Racing towards the home turn now, and they've got 4 fences left to jump in the 1997 Hennessy, and it's Barton Bank, the top weight, on the near side of Sunny Bay the grey. These two disputing it as they come down towards the 4th last fence, just in behind them, trying again, and Time for a Run, still making progress towards the stand side. Belmont King on the far side. Sunny Bay and Barton Bank there from trying again in 3rd, Belmont King 4. UDP is coming there quite strongly too. Under pressure is Ciel de Briand. The last ditch 3 out, and as they come to it, it's still these two, Barton Bank and Sunny Bay, disputing it as they come down towards the 2nd last fence. Sunny Bay and Barton Bank from Belmont King, and then UDP. Sunny Bay was over from Barton Bank, and Belmont King is a faller there, and UDP moves into 3rd, Ciel de Briand 4, racing down to the final fence now, but as they do so, it's Sunny Bay who's forced his way back into the lead. Sunny Bay from Barton Bank. Sunny Bay leaping ahead of Barton Bank, then UDP and Ciel de Briand as they race up towards the line. Sunny Bay putting in a fantastic performance, this grey horse here under Graham Bradley. Sunny Bay racing away with the 1997 Hennessy. Sunny Bay is the winner. Barton Bank is 2nd. 3rd is UDP. 4th is Ciel de Briand of Thierry Dumaine. Then came Trying Again. Then General Wolf and Grange Break. And behind Grange Break was Coombe Hill. And looking further back, Yorkshire Gale. And pulled up was Time for a Run, and so the official result of the 1997 41st running of the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup. First, number 3, Sunny Bay, owned by Uplands Bloodstock, trained by Charlie Brooks and ridden by Graham Bradley, who won this back in 1982 on Bregawn. Second was
the Oliver Sherwood. They come in under starters orders. Here's Graham.
For the Triple Print Gold Cup, and they've got 17 fences to jump, and as they come down towards the first, up on the outside, Fine Time with the hoops and the grey Senor Petrucci share the early work. Trying Again is up there too, and they're all safely over the first. Challenger to Look held up at the back, but always comes with a late dash. On the right of the picture, as we look at them now, the local hero, Senor Petrucci, takes command with Graham Bradley. Just the leader. In fact, he wasn't the leader there. It was Trying Again who led. With up on the outside, Major Bell, and the black and white Destin Destrabel sit to the front 4. Cardi Racing 5 and Simply Dashing in 6, and on the inside Bell's Life in 7. Then we have Fine Time steady back in the pack, and Challenger to Look rush through the birch there at the 3rd fence, and the 17 they take in this 2-mile 5 step for a £60,000 prize, the Triple Print Gold Cup. And it's Senor Petrucci that made much of the running when he won last time, and he has taken the lead now to Trying Again in 2nd, those dark and light blue sleeves. With the diamond jacket, Major Bell sits 3rd, and on the outside, Simply Dashing, the top weight, a winner of 13 of his 20 races, turns into the home straight for the first time, where they face this line of 4 fences in 4th place. Destin Destrabel covered up, Cardi the inside, then Fine Time, and further on the inside, Bell's Life as they take the next. And again, Challenger to Look rush through the top of it. Come down towards fence number 5, and it's Trying Again who's come up with Senor Petrucci to share the pace. In third place is Major Bell, and behind Major Bell, Bell's Life, the inside of Destin Destraval, with Simply Dashing out wide in company with Fine Thine. Cardi covered up, and Challenger to Look still at the back of the pack. This will be the second last after the next circuit. And the grey, Senor El Batruti, pricking his ears, really enjoying life, bowling along in front and doing a good job of making a sound pace here with Graham Bradley. Trying again, Richard Dunwoody on the outside in second place, and that one jumped particularly well. Richard Dunwoody, a 6 for 6 strike ratio with Trying Again. Sitting in third place, the black and white jacket of Destin Destraval, with on the outside Major Bell, then Fine Thine, Simply Dashing. Bell's Life, the inner, in company with Cardi, and although last, Challenger to Look only about 10 lengths off the pace, probably less, as they swing left-handed and race down towards fence number 8, a plain fence this. And it's Senor Batruti Trying Again, Destin Destraval, and up on the outside Major Bell, the Borders Raider, touching down in fourth. Simply Dashing up on the outside, Lorcan just asking him to go about his business. This is the water jump. Senor Batruti, that eye-catching grey with his ears pricked, comes to take it. He jumps it beautifully. Fine Thine is down the pack at this stage, and come down towards fence number 10 now. And the favourite, Simply Dashing, is on the outside of the pack, and he's in fourth place. But another phenomenal leap by Senor Batruti. Tony McCoy is getting a little bit closer now on Challenger to Look. He's passed a couple of horses, and he's tracking wide as they make the next, where Cardi made a bad mistake, and Richard Johnson a brilliant recovery to keep the partnership intact. Possibly a victory for Velcro. Senor El Batruti still just has the edge. A dope and ditch there looms large, with Trying Again the outside, and an extravagant jump by the leader. That's the grey. Fills the eye as they go to the top of the hill. Fence number 13, 5 from home here. And Senor El Batruti that has the edge to Trying Again. And up on the outside, getting closer now, is Major Bell. Then Simply Dashing. Is he the real article? They tighten up on that turn, and we get a good view of Challenger to Look getting closer now. He's in fourth place. They come to the top of the hill and race slightly downhill again now towards the fourth from home in the Triple Print Gold Cup, with Senor El Batruti from Major Bell, Simply Dashing, the classy top weight on the outside. Bell's Life getting closer. He's looking for room on Trying Again. Challenger to Look starts a run in. Destin Destraval is the only one that you can confidently say won't be winning. Any of the others could, with 3 to jump. Senor El Batruti, Challenger to Look, Major Bell, Simply Dashing, wide on the outside, and under pressure now Destin Destraval. Bell's Life is getting closer, the horse carrying his head a bit high, but as they make the final turn, the local hero, Senor El Batruti, he ran a personal best last time and is stretching the Triple Print field. Challenger to Look in second, with Major Bell third. Bell's Life has won first time up for the last 2 years. Difficult to see him winning now. Simply Dashing is back in fifth, but Senor Batruti has taken the second last. Here's a 3-length lead over Challenger to Look in second. Then Bell's Life coming to press for a place with Major Bell, but at the final fence is Senor Batruti. Spring-heeled and extravagant jump. This is one of the most progressive chasers this season. It's Senor Batruti coming to claim the Triple Print Gold Cup under Graham Bradley, striding on confidently up towards the line. Challenger to Look in second, with Bell's Life in third, but Senor Batruti has done it again. Senor Batruti wins to Challenger to Look in second, Bell's Life third, Major Bell in fourth, then Fine Thine in front of Simply Dashing. Well clear of Destin Destraval. Trying Again failed, but last of all was Cardi, and so the outcome of this, the Triple Print Gold Cup, it's gone to the front running local hero, Senor Batruti, the colours of Gerald Lockett, 9-1. Susan Knott Trains and Graham Bradley. Another big race triumph here at Cheltenham, and his 22nd of the season. For this man, the most experienced of jockeys. Superb run from the front. You can't come without the horse, and he had a lot of help from this progressive 8-year-old Senor Batruti. Second horse home was number 2, Challenger to Look, Tony McCoy. Held him up at the back, made his run, but he couldn't close on this horse. Third was Bell's Life, will be winning again soon. A smile from ear to ear, and give him a cheer for the Senor.
There you go, 9-1, Senor Albatruti, 6-1, Challenger de Luc, Bales Life 25-1, and Gray's, obviously Graham Bradley's favourite colour, won the Hennessy on Sunny Bay, and a certain amount of justice. I feel sorry for Jamie Osborne. He probably would have been on this horse if he hadn't injured himself here on Space Trucker, but just don't forget that Graham Bradley's done an awful lot of the hard work in the early stages of this horse's career, and in many ways this was justice, given a tremendous ride and a wonderful team. We saw that when they won the Murphys here at the last meeting. Genuine love of this horse. We saw some great pictures of him out hunting earlier in the week. He's a real old favourite and a marvellous double.
Jamie Osborne, a happy man for Graham Bradley, put it that way.
Brilliant for Brad and for the Knox. No wonder I won the Murphys on him the way he won today. I mean, this horse has just improved out of all recognition. He'd gone up in the handicap for his Murphys win, but if anything, he's much more convincing today, and it's been brilliant.
Coming to the last night, been a bit uneasy at the second last, but this was good.
Yeah, I mean, Brad's seen the long shot from a way out, and as you can see, he's still got plenty of horse underneath him, and he's come on it. I mean, he is just the most lovely ride, and he's shown it again today. He's been very comfortable out there in front, nothing really taking him on. Brad's been able to quicken the pace and slow it as and when he wanted, and he's got away from them again coming down the hill. And Challenger Luck arrived on the bridle, but there was no way he was going to come past him because this horse has just found another gear.
She'd said beforehand, Susan Knox, she didn't think he was quite fit enough, but he's actually getting better.
He must be getting better. I mean, on this performance, she would have to be thinking in terms of King George's. He's already a winner over 3 miles. I won on him at Newbury over 3 miles last year. And this performance and the performance in the Murphys, I think, has got staying written all over it. I see he's not coming to the end of his tether here. And on this performance, he's beaten, well, some very good horses today in completely convincing style. And it might just be worth him, if the ground stayed on the decent side, it might worth be him taking his chance at Kempton.
Seymour
must be getting better. I mean, on this performance, she would have to be thinking in terms of King George's. He's already a winner over 3 miles. I won on him at Newbury over 3 miles last year. And this performance and the performance in the Murphys, I think, has got staying written all over it. I see he's not coming to the end of his tether here. And on this performance, he's beaten, well, some very good horses today in completely convincing style. And it might just be worth him, if the ground stayed on the decent side, it might worth be him taking his chance at Kempton.
Seymour Business, we haven't had a look at him yet, but he looks in good form with himself. He was a decent winner at Chepstow just a couple of weeks ago. Prior to that, he finished a fair way behind Sunny Bay at Haydock. That was his first run of the season.
Getting close. Close to time.
Andy Thornton riding Seymour Business, having a good season. Sunny Bay, though, 9-4, joint favourite with one man. Rough Quest, 11-2. Sevens, Barton Bank. Seymour Business, 10-1. Tactics are going to be all important here. Graham, how do you see it going?
I think he's coming for a worrying time here. Not to Tony Gray. Sunny Bay should make the running. Challenger to Luck just taking a turn over here. Simon Morant, the starter, asking the jockey to take a turn. All experienced chasers. They've won 62 races between them and over £1,750,000 in win and place prize money. We are watching the best. This is the Attempts King George. It's 3 miles, 6.5 minutes. Action. First of 19 fences coming towards them now. And on the left of the picture in the blue jacket, Sunny Bay is up with the early pace. Senor Bertruti on the outside, and they take the first, where one man is last, but one Challenger to Look last of all. The national winner, Rough Quest, last in the last 3. The next one they take is an open ditch. And Sunny Bay, Barton Bank, and Senor Bertruti just stepped through it. Jeddah goes through into 3rd. Senor Bertruti racing in 4. Then we've got Seymour Business in 5, and one man the inside, Challenger to Look and Rough Quest, and the pace looks steady. It may look slow, but it's very, very testing ground here. And from on high we see them turning towards the back straight, the narrowest part of the course this. The chase course, head towards fence number 3, with Sunny Bay leading by about 3 parts of a length. To Barton Bank in 2nd, Senor Bertruti back in 3rd. Seymour Business the outside of Jeddah and one man, and then we have Challenger to Look 3 lengths in front of the national winner Rough Quest, who's the back marker. Next one, the fourth, is another open edition, Barton Bank, who's a course regular here. Strides through to take command, and Spring Heel jumps it well. Takes 2 lengths away to Sunny Bay in second place. Jeddah, the French raider, showing in third. One man in 4. And then a line of 3. Challenger to Look, Senor Albitruti in the black and yellow Seymour Business. Rough Quest is at the back as they take that plain fence. That was the 5th. And quickly arrive at the wings of the 6th with Barton Bank. A big money spinner. This bank leads. Wasn't Rough Quest economical jumping at the back of the pack? So it's Barton Bank and Adrian Maguire. Horses won the race before by length 2. Sunny Bay in second, then one man in third, and Jeddah the outside of him. In the black and yellow, wide on the course is Seymour Business. Challenger to Look follows, then Senor Albitruti, one of the most improved chasers in training this season, but facing a big test here towards the back now with Rough Quest as they level up down the home straight for the first time. This is the 7th. A row of 3 plain fences on this triangle, or this stretch of the triangular track, with Barton Bank leading. Sunny Bay sits in second. Seymour Business on the outside of Jeddah, and one man going the shortest way as they cross the next. Then Challenger to Look and Rough Quest the inside of Senor Albitruti, and this soft ground may not suit him. This will be the last. Next time round, Barton Bank comes to it. The fence that claimed him 2 or 3 years ago, but he's over safely in the lead. Come up past the winning line then. A circuit to go. And all the 8 runners jumping safe and sound. Barton Bank leads by a neck to Sunny Bay in second, and Seymour Business the outside of Jeddah and one man, and then Challenger to Look followed by Rough Quest and Senor Albitruti. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and they're going out on the final circuit towards the water jump. Stamina, speed, the hallmarks of champion chasers, and all of them have in abundance. Senor Albitruti, just a little bit of a hint of full faults there. They've completed a circuit in this Potemps King George. This is the 11th, was their first, and coming into it, Barton Bank the inside of Sunny Bay. Jeddah keeping tabs on them on the outer. Seymour Business, one of the favourites, one man, really running away under Richard Dunwoody. Then we have Challenger to Look. What a bold jump there by Sunny Bay, the grey, in second place. Barton Bank, though, still matching strides with him as they swing right-handed again. And let's check the SPs as they make the run towards the back straight. Joint favourites out of the off, Sunny Bay and one man at 9-4. Rough Quest, one of the back markers at 11-2. Barton Bank at 8-1's the leader as they come down the back straight in the 7th from home. The course gets a bit wider now, and they go down towards fence number 13. And it's Barton Bank that leads to Sunny Bay on the outside. The horse with his ears pricked. One man is behind them. The black and yellow colours. Seymour Business has been a little bit novice at some of his fences, but he jumped that one well enough. Senor Albitruti is the back marker now, but he has got speed when it counts, and they're only about 10 lengths off the pace. Closely grouped. This is the last ditch they have to jump. Barton Bank still just has the edge. Barton Bank to Sunny Bay and one man and Seymour Business. And then comes Challenger to Look, and then Rough Quest, who we know will be delivered late. Jeddah, the French rider, is about 8 lengths off the pace now. Senor Albitruti is the back marker. One man made a bad mistake there. Has it knocked the stuffing out of him? Is there still plenty of horse left? 3 in line at the 4th from home. Barton Bank, oh, he made a mistake there, and Barton Bank's chances have surely gone. A Seymour Business, ridden by Andrew Thornton, the jockey who's having his best ever season, comes up to press. Sunny Bay, there was a health doubt over that one. Back in 3rd place is Challenger to Look on the outside. Rough Quest getting closer. So they come down towards the 3rd from home, and it's Seymour Business on the outside of Sunny Bay. They've got 3 to jump in the Potemps King George, and here comes one man closing in now. It's Seymour Business, one man going for his 3rd win in the race. 3 out. Seymour Business, one man on the inside. Challenger to Look is making a run on the right. Don't rule out Rough Quest yet. This is the second last, and it's Challenger to Look and Seymour Business, and on the inside one man. Then we have Rough Quest and Sunny Bay is beaten. They come down towards the final fence, and one man has hit the wall again in this crowd. They come down to the last. Challenger to look, Tony McCoy, champion jockey. Seymour Business sees one good stride the far side. It's a race for outsiders this, as they battle to the line. It's Seymour Business and Challenger to look. They're clear of Rough Quest, up towards the line. Hail a new hero. Seymour Business wins it. In second place, Challenger to look. In third horse home is Rough Quest. Fourth horse home is Sunny Bay. A sad and tired side is one man trotting past the post. Then we have Barton Bank, who blundered away his chances, and so the result of this, the Potem's King George at 10-1. Seymour Business has won in the colours of Messrs Keithley and Barber, trained at Shepton Mallet by Paul Nicholls and ridden by Andy Thornton. 25-year-old Andy, born in Stockton up in Cleveland, having his first ride in the race and his 44th winner of this, his best season, and he's prevailed here. Second horse home was number 2, Challenger to look. Challenged at the final fence for champions trainer Martin Pipe, champion jockey Tony McCoy, but Seymour Business had more in reserves. Third horse home is number 5, Rough Quest, ridden by Mick Fitzgerald, the national winner. One man, one of the 3 greys in the race, a sad sight as he came to the final fence. On this ground he just couldn't cope. It's a grey day for the greys.
Well, this has been a fascinating finish to this race as Seymour Business and Andy Thornton go to it. They've been forcing the issue from halfway down the back the last time. Challenger to luck comes there cruising. You think it's only a question of how far he's going to win. He actually jumps the last better than Seymour Business. Tony McCoy decides to just take a pull. I'm not sure whether it would have made any difference if he said, "Go on, son," and made the best of your way home from there. But the second that other horse on the left, Seymour Business, got up in front of him again, he's down tools, he's got loads of ability, and you can't knock him for having a bit of a character. Challenger to luck, even if he must be frustrating. But let's not take anything away from Paul Nicholls and Andy Thornton, and particularly this horse. They've worked hard for this victory, and thoroughly deserved.
Seymour Business does the business for many bookmakers, although the market mover indicated there was a substantial support for it. Returned the 10-1 joint 5th favourite Seymour Business. It was a 16-1 chance this morning, though Hills only went 12.
Starter says get back. And the distance is 3 miles, 5.5 furlongs. Lining up, Green Hill Tear Away just in behind Earth Summit. Not up on the tape. That's it. They're under orders and they're away. In the Coral Welsh National of 1997, an Indian tracker, one of the 4 Martin Pipe runners, going on, but in company with Cy Borgo, who takes up a prominent position. Earth Summit is there on the outside as they sort themselves out, and Given Time is just in behind them as they charge around that first turn, and further back then is Dom Samurai. Settling down though, and it's Indian Tracker the leader by 3 parts of a length to Earth Summit on the outside of Cy Borgo. 1 length away Given Time, who settles 4th on the inside. That's Belmont King in the pink jacket making ground out wide. They're half a length or so to the grey Dom Samurai, followed then by Banjo in the hoop jacket. Then a gap of a couple of lengths back to the others as they charge uphill now towards the first one down the back. In fact, the first in the race, the first of 22 fences, and the leader to it is Indian Tracker by half a length to Earth Summit. A half length away Cy Borgo. Belmont King took it in 4th, a slight mistake by Bell's Life back in the field. In about 5th position on settling down is Given Time as they come to the second, the first of the ditches. Further back behind Given Time is Green Hill Tear Away. They're followed then by Banjo, who's up there as well. Half a length to Dom Samurai as they clear the next plain fence from Food Broker Star. Then on his inside is Evangelica, followed then by Caribou Gold. Back in the field is Sam Lee in company with Bell's Life as they come to the water. And further back in the field is Killishin, who's last of the 14 runners as they sort themselves out. Head now towards fence number 5. Indian Tracker in the white jacket just showing the way from Earth Summit in the gold sleeves on the far side. They take it together, clear of Belmont King in third. Then in fourth is Cyborgo, the favourite, right up on the pace here on the inside. Half a length away, then out to deeper on the track as they head towards this next plain fence. Number 6 is Green Hill Tearaway. They're followed by Given Time, who's just in behind from Bell's Life. Then Sam Lee, third from the right with the red sleeves. Caribou Gold is there as well. Food Broker Star is right out the back with Evangelica and Killishin. On settling down though, they've jumped 6 fences in the Coral Welsh National, and they've still got another 14 to negotiate, leaving the back on the first occasion. Indian Tracker the leader by half a length to Earth Summit, 4 lengths to Cyborgo in third, half a length to Belmont King. Given Time is on the inside of Green Hill Tearaway, and the hoop jacket is Banjo from Dom Samurai and Food Broker Star, the 2 greys together. They're nicely clear of Caribou Gold in the dark sleeves and cap as they run around the home turn on the first occasion. Bell's Life is back in the field, so too is at this stage Evangelica, Killishin and also Sam Lee. Heading to the 7th, Indian Tracker on the far side, 2 lengths to Earth Summit. A length away in third is Cyborgo, half a length to Belmont King. They're followed then by Green Hill Tearaway. A length to Banjo in the black and white right there in the centre at the 8th, the second ditch. Then Dom Samurai on the near side and is the grey. They're followed by Given Time, Caribou Gold behind them from Bell's Life. 2 lengths to Food Broker Star back in the field. Evangelica behind them as they come to the next. They're followed by Sam Lee and Killishin is last of all. About 20 lengths covers the field as they head up now towards fence number 10. And Earth Summit is taking on Indian Tracker for this lead, and they're setting a very hectic pace in these very testing conditions at the Chepstow as they head now towards the one that'll be the last next time round. And Indian Tracker took it in front there from in second, Earth Summit, a gap then to Cyborgo. Belmont King is on the outside next, followed then by Green Hill Tearaway. 2 lengths to Banjo, a gap to Caribou Gold, followed by Dom Samurai. Then on the inside next is Given Time from Bell's Life as they pass the judge, a circuit remaining. 2 lengths away Sam Lee, who's now starting a move, followed by Food Broker Star. Killishin is out the back with Evangelica. They've got a total of 11 fences left to jump. They're right at the halfway point in the Coral Welsh National as they swing left-handed now, racing uphill, and Indian Tracker shows the way by half a length to Earth Summit. They've opened up a gap then of 2 or 3 lengths, maybe more, from Cyborgo. Belmont King is handy on the outside, a length to Green Hill Tearaway. They're followed then by Banjo and the hoop jacket in the centre. 3 parts then to Given Time, half a length to Caribou Gold, followed then by Bell's Life, the grey Dom Samurai, number 14, being ridden along there as they continue their climb uphill. Followed then by Sam Lee. Killishin is being ridden along, and Food Broker Star is out the back, and all 14 are still standing as they come now to fence number 12. Indian Tracker the first to take it from Earth Summit. Then in third is Belmont King the outside. Cyborgo going well in fourth. They're nicely clear of Green Hill Tearaway as they head now towards number 13, an open ditch. Further back is Banjo, who went right through that and is now getting a reminder. Followed by Caribou Gold, and they're followed by Dom Samurai as they take the next one now. And the leader, Indian Tracker, still by half a length to Earth Summit. 2 lengths away then is Belmont King, followed by Cyborgo the inside as they come to the water. And the leader jumps it well. Green Hill Tearaway in 5th. Caribou Gold is in 6th, followed then by Dom Samurai, Banjo behind them. Evangelica has been pulled up at the rear of the field as they continue their journey. The next one, a mistake by Cyborgo, and a mistake there too by Green Hill Tearaway just behind them. Coming towards 6 out now, the last one down the back, and it's on the near side, Indian Tracker. The far side is Earth Summit. They're clear of Cyborgo, who hasn't lost too much momentum. Given Time has pulled up, and Food Broker Star has also pulled up. About to leave the back now, an Indian Tracker on the near side from Earth Summit, and they've opened up a gap here of 4 or 5 lengths on the field. Cyborgo being chased along now, and they're nicely clear then of Belmont King. Back in the field is Green Hill Tearaway, who's run a big race from Sam Lee. Caribou Gold has dropped out. They're followed then by Dom Samurai from Banjo and Killishin, and they're the only ones continuing. Bell's Life has been pulled up. Rounding the home turn now in the Coral Welsh National. And on the far side, Indian Tracker. The near side is Earth Summit. They're about 5 or 6 lengths to Cyborgo. A long gap then to Belmont King as they come now towards 5 out. Indian Tracker on the far side is a half length in front. On the near side is Earth Summit trying hard. And they've kicked away now as they come towards 4 out. And it's Indian Tracker the far side, joined by Earth Summit, who jumps at the better on the near side. Earth Summit goes into the lead now by about 2 or 3 lengths from Indian Tracker. A long gap then of about 5 or 6 lengths to Dom Samurai running on from Sam Lee. Cyborgo's called it a day. They come now to the third last, and Earth Summit has drawn clear, has gone 6 or 7 lengths in front of Indian Tracker, who jumps at second. They're followed by Dom Samurai. Sam Lee is battling on fairly well behind them, but 2 fences left to jump in the Coral Welsh National, and Earth Summit is a mile clear. He cleared that one in magnificent style. Dom Samurai jumps at second. Indian Tracker a tied third, being passed by Sam Lee, but 1 fence left to jump in the Coral Welsh National. Earth Summit nicely clear, comes to it now, jumps it in grand style. Jumping at second, Dom Samurai, who's coming home very hard now from Sam Lee. 100 yards left to go. It's Earth Summit who's stopping. Dom Samurai is coming home with a wet sail. Earth Summit shaken up close home. He's just going to get there. Earth Summit goes on to win the Coral Welsh National. A courageous performance. Second, Dom Samurai. Sam Lee was third, followed by Killish in fourth. They're followed by Indian Tracker in fifth from Banjo, then Green Hill Tearaway, and they are the only finishers. The rest have pulled up or failed to complete the course. And the winner of the Coral Welsh National of 1997, number 5, Earth Summit, owned by the Summit Partnership, trained by Nigel Twiston-Davis, ridden by Tom Jenks. Second is number 14, Dom Samurai, owned by Brian Kilpatrick, trained by Martin Pipe and ridden by Jimmy McCarthy. And third, number 8, Sam Lee, owned by the White Lion Partnership, trained by Philip Hobbs and ridden by David Bridgewater. Fourth, number 11, Killishin, ridden by Sean Curran. And Tom Jenks, of course, riding a double yesterday for Nigel Twiston-Davis at Hereford. The Twiston-Davis horses have come back to form, and there's the evidence, a 25-1 winner of the Coral Welsh National, Earth Summit.
Yes, well, obviously a highly delighted commentator here. Difficult job for Tom Jenks into the straight here, because, you know, he knows he's won Richard, and if you go and ask for 2 extravagant jumps up this straight, you end up on the floor. Behind Indian Track, who's been up there all the time getting really tired. There is Dom Samurai, and a great ride from Jimmy McCarthy, chasing all the time. Now, he got a great jump there, Tom Jenks, and the race looks sealed, but that tenacious little Dom Samurai is battling on all the time. Bridgie under David Bridgewater on, and Sam Lee running on. And just here, I would like to have seen just a little bit more of a kick, perhaps.
Well, I must say, viewers at home, Skew was absolutely demented at this stage, because the little grey coming at the Earth Summit in front. But they're a great partnership, you know, the Earth Summit partnership. He was cheaply bought, actually bred by Jim Old, the National Hunt trainer, and sold as the stores. It's agonising at the end of a long-distance race, but Tom Jenks has got it. Good run from the second there. We'll have a look now from the reverse angle. Now, here we can see Tom just pulling, sitting. He's not going to go for medals. Look, pull, come back, shorten, make sure you're right.
Good job, he's a good horse. I'll tell him that later. No, it's so difficult, because if he'd gone for a stride after all that distance and put him on the floor, he'd have been equally wrong. But that's what a jockey's job is.
But what a difference a week makes. Your stable had 3 on Saturday. You had the second earlier on. This is one. You've had a winner at Kempton Park. It's all going.
It is. It's extraordinary. I mean, before Christmas, the trainer, I expected to go out to the orchard and find him hanging from a tree. But I think I'll find him in the pub this evening now.
The little grey horse is only a 6-year-old, Skew, and he is a pony. This is a good run.
Yes, typically well bought by Martin Pipe, cheaply bought from a claimer in France. I mean, both these horses were for nothing. It just shows you that what National Hunt racing is about. For a little bit of money, you can have a lot of fun.
You certainly could, with Tom Jenks just kissing Earth Summit there, and quite rightly.
I know that the Earth Summit partnership his goal is the Martel Grand National towards the end of the season. If there's a bit of soft ground, he'll jump well around there.
Well, Earth Summit, they're winning the Coral Welsh National, and that makes it a 600.
And the special treat we can give you after this is the Castleford Chase at Wetherby. We're going to take that live from Wetherby. Viking flagship in action at 2:35. The Castleford Chase, and 5 were declared, but asked Tom may be missing. Castleford Chase at Wetherby. Another race special for Channel 4.
Good news for Simon Barry, who looks after Shadow Leader. He's won the prize for the best turned out. Looks magnificent for his first run of the season. Were you impressed with him, John?
Yes, he looks an absolute bundle of health and muscle. We're betting on what we can't really know about here, because Shadow Leader's stable, as we've told you again and again, is desperately out of form. Charlie Edgerton has hardly had a runner this season, not a winner for ages and ages. But Shadow Leader went a bit flat a few weeks ago, Charlie thought, but has been eating everything and working in great style recently. Unfortunately, this bug, or whatever it is, doesn't affect horses when they're not under stress. It's when they come to the strain of a race that they suddenly find that it weakens them. So let's just hope that this brilliant little horse is in good health and spirits. He looks it, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd love to see him win, keep his unbeaten record. Biggest problem, as Jamie was saying, will be for Norman Williamson getting this horse settled. Likes to get on with things. San Martino, he's settled down in his racing. He was a bit keen in his first few runs as a novice last year. Did well to finish 6th in a champion hurdle in his first season, but deserved to take his place. Nice spare ride this for Brendan Powell. I'm supposing finished just in front of him at Cheltenham. Been slightly disappointing ever since. He's a tall horse, this. I think he's still got a little bit of making up to do. Jack the Crab, who says, is a little bit weak behind the saddle still, but he's got plenty of ability, as he showed at Cheltenham. And he's having quite a quick run, having run just the other day behind Mr. Markham at Ascot. Chio and Mick Fitzgerald. They've run here a few times before and had a nasty fall actually at Sandown when they looked like collecting a decent handicap there. He's got plenty of ability, and of the 5, I'd say he's the one who likes the soft ground best of all.
Karawi is, as John McCurrick says, in free fall in the market. There's not really any reason why he should be backed, except for the form of his stable. Nigel Twiston-Davies suddenly flashed into form over the last 2 or 3 days. Let's hear from Mac whether that free fall's continued.
Upgrade in our first 25-1, Earth Summit 25-1 for Twiston-Davies. That's where the money's for Karawi, and 4-1. Bookmakers 7-4, each of 2 of the favourites.
And where does the pace come from in this race? I wonder if Carl will take the bull by the horns on Karawi and make all the running, or at least try to, in this Thames Christmas hurdle. But they're on their way, and he's playing the positive role here. So it's Karawi kicking on, clear by a couple of lengths, if not more, to San Martino and Shadow Leader, I am supposing, and Chio, as they come down towards the first flight of hurdles. They're in Indian file already, and it's the 4-year-old Karawi comes to take the first, and he hurdles it well. San Martino jumps brilliantly, and very fast and fluent is Shadow Leader in 3rd place, but just taking a little bit of a keen tug, this horse. Come down towards the 2nd then, at which they all jump safely, and the order as they come up past the enclosures is that Karawi leads by about 3 lengths to San Martino, the speed horse, a length and a half in front of Shadow Leader, 2.5 lengths back then to I am supposing, and the back marker is Chio. Horse has been very unlucky in competitive handicap hurdles. Has a chance to redeem himself here. Swing right-handed and away from the stands and towards the 2nd flight, and it is Karawi cleared by 4 to San Martino and Shadow Leader, and I am supposing. And And then Chayo. This is the third flight of hurdles they're coming to now. And Karawi comes to it. And doesn't he jump well? But so too do all the others, as you would expect of horses that are going to be aimed probably at a champion hurdle. But Karawi, still only a 4-year-old, clear by 4 lengths. To San Martino, sitting in second, 7 out of 8 for him. And 3 times a course and distance winner, San Martino, loves his flat track, whizzing round the bends. Shadow Leader, that speed horse, 4 out of 4 wins, unbeaten over hurdles, Shadow Leader. I'm Supposing, Andrew Thornton won the big race yesterday. He's on I'm Supposing here in the maroon colours. And Chayo at the back of the pack. Mick Fitzgerald rides this horse for Jim Old. Swing right-handed then in the back straight. And if anything, Carl Llewellyn on Karawi possibly just slowed the pace down a fraction, racing away from the stands. Look on the left in the blue and yellow. Isn't this Shadow Leader keen to get on with things? Exuberant. Come down towards then the next flight of hurdles. And it's Karawi by a length and a half of San Martino, and then we've got Shadow Leader the inside still running away. I'm Supposing and Chayo, and they're all bunching up, and Carl has certainly put the brakes on Karawi, and they're all queuing up behind to take him on past halfway.
If I were Norman now, I'd be very happy. I think the pace hasn't been that strong. But he's still travelling extremely well, and this horse, now that his speed might just be coming into play when they turn into the straight. Norman just wouldn't want to arrive there in front too soon. I think he's going to sort of hit the bridle off the bottom bend and arrive there at the last.
Only 3 lengths between them then as they turn for home with under half a mile to race now. Karawi still has the edge. San Martino is pulled wide. And Shadow Leader runs the rail. Chayo is wide on the course, and I'm Supposing is viewing the front now. So this is going to be a speed contest. They come down the home run, and Karawi kicks on, but he's being shadowed by Shadow Leader. Meanwhile, coming down the stand side is San Martino and Chayo and I'm Supposing, but still Karawi has the edge. Here we are, 2 out. Karawi comes to take it. He rather paddles through it, but gets away with it. But look at this Shadow Leader, 4 from 4, and coming to press Karawi. They come down towards the final flight. They're 3 clear of San Martino, the stand side. This is the final flight. Karawi and Shadow Leader jumping together. San Martino in third, and all of a sudden Shadow Leader's being hard pressed, and Karawi from the stable in form. He's made all the running, a positive ride. Karawi's going to win it at the line. The Potential Christmas hurdle won by the gamble Karawi. Second horse home Shadow Leader, third San Martino, fourth I'm Supposing, fifth of the 5 was Chayo. And so a most remarkable race for a Grade 1 contest. The big gamble this morning from the stable that until yesterday had absolutely no signs of success at all. But Karawi has won at a desperately short, cramped 4-1. But he's managed to win. Second horse home was Shadow Leader. Had his chances coming to the last, but this horse with a peculiar head carriage, he just tried to quicken up. But Karawi, only a 4-year-old with a tough nut to crack. It'll be a different proposition for the champion hurdle. Class, charisma and courage are the hallmarks of a champion. This horse has plenty in abundance, but at Cheltenham it'll be a totally different race, run from the pillar to post pace, but who knows? Karawi could crack it.
Well, good afternoon for Matt Archer, second winner of the afternoon. 2 big races have fallen to Nigel Twiston-Davies, and coming down to the last, Shadow Leader. Maybe just the fact that he hasn't had a run, just telling on him in the last 150 yards, got a little bit tired, but don't take anything away from Karawi. He made every yard of the run in, and when he was challenged, really stuck his head out and fought all the way to the lines. Made such a difference, the fact that he's got a bit of easier ground this afternoon. This horse really relishing the going, jumped from hurdle to hurdle, and given a really strong ride from Carl Llewellyn. Really good performance, and you can see now why the money's been for this horse from 16-1 this morning. And I don't suppose for a moment that Matt Archer was left behind on the bet.
Would you believe it, that Karawi, 16, 14 and 12 in the offices this morning, opens 8 on the course, goes into free fall, returned the 4-1, clear third favourite, and beat Shadow Leader, sent off at 15-8 second best, with San Martino third, the 7-4 favourite, and that Karawi completes 129-1 double for Twiston Davis and Carl Llewellyn. The market told you that was the winner.
The market told you that was the winner, but Carl Llewellyn, what was it like on the horse's back?
Well, I was always very happy, dotting in front.
Yeah.
And I thought when they come to me I'd pick up and quicken, and he did.
Yeah.
Picked up nice. The ground was suiting better today than he's had before the season, you know.
Yeah.
He's been wanting the ground, and really wants further, so very happy.
Tell us about the stable. You've been sadly out of sorts, and now suddenly it's bang, all gone right. Welsh National today, 2 winners here.
Yeah, it just shows how wrong they were, you know.
Yeah.
None of them were finishing, but they are now.
And here's the winning owners. What do you think?
Marvellous.
Marvellous.
2 wins in a second today. Could you ask for any more?
I don't think we could.
You're
Well
dead
done.
right.
Go on, give him a big kiss.
Thank you.
Well done. And Nigel Twiston Davis, he never liked talking. What about this?
Thank you.
well done anyway. Good performance.
Wow. The question is, of course, Shadow Leader pulling hard in behind. This horse not pulling in front, really settled beautifully in front, was dotting, according to Carl Llewellyn. That probably made the difference between those two. Nevertheless, what we've got to ask is, was this form good enough to win a champion hurdle?
Confirmation of the SP. First number 3 Karawi at 4-1. Second number 5 Shadow Leader at 15-8. And third number 4 San Martino 7-4 favourite. It's a 3,379-1 across the card treble for Nigel Twiston Davis. 5 round. Leicester, the 205, first number 4 Astral Invasion at 7-2, second number 2 You Better Believe It at 13-2, and third number 5 Cazafuer at 8-1. The favourite number 1 Wayfarer's Way at 6-5 and 5 round.
Well, Karawi didn't know that the Summit had won the...
Are all about. Yeah, coming into line, and let's see how they go, Jim.
Well, the starter just asking them to steady. Now he's got them under orders and away, and the Victor Chandler handicap chase. And down near the inside, Salivate being ridden along as the early leader from 2 of the 3 greys in the race. On the outside, Jaffel jumps at second. On the extreme right there is Mulligan. Just in the centre, Arctic Kinsman, a gap of 2 or 3 lengths to Lord Dorset back in the field, followed by Cumbrian Challenge. 1 length away, All Royal, who settles third last, followed then by Leotard and Native Mission, with the white cappers last of all at the second, and Arctic Kinsman got a fraction close to that, but Celibate the leader by 2 lengths to Arctic Kinsman in second. 2 lengths away is Jaffel third. 2 lengths back in the field is Lord Dorset the inside, half a length the Cumbrian Challenge. A length further back then is All Royal, travelling about 4th last on the inside of Mulligan, followed then by Leotard, and last of all is Native Mission. Heading right-handed now down the side of the course, and Celibate on the inside, just holding sway by half a length to Arctic Kinsman. A length then to the Irish Raider Jaffel. 1 length further back there is Lord Dorset, who's tucked away on the inside of Cumbrian Challenge. They're followed then by the blinkered All Royal from Mulligan in the yellow jacket, then Native Mission, who's right out the back with Leotard at the third. And they jump it fairly wide apart. Celibate the near side, the far side, the grey Arctic Kinsman, almost splitting them now as Jaffel as they head now towards fence number 4. 3 in line here as they come to it. Celibate and Jaffel jump it well from Arctic Kinsman, clear of Lord Dorset, All Royal and Cumbrian Challenge behind them, followed by Mulligan as they race down towards fence number 5. This is the first of the ditches. Celibate on the inside of Jaffel. They're stride for stride, about 3 lengths in advance here. Leaders jump it well. Arctic Kinsman. Oh, and Mulligan's gone. Mulligan's gone back in the field. He had no chance at all there, Richard Johnson. Left without reins and everything, and horse and jockey both on their feet. Heading now towards number 6. This is the water, and it's Celibate on the inside of Jaffel, clear of Arctic Kinsman, Lord Dorset. Back in the field then at this stage is Leotard the outside from Cumbrian Challenge. All Royal now being ridden along on the inside, is starting a forward move as they race into Swinley Bottom, and they've opened up a gap of 4 or 5 lengths over Native Mission, who's being hard ridden.
Out now of Swinley Bottom, and the leaders are Jaffel on the far side. The near side is Celibate in the orange jacket. They're about 5 lengths in advance now, the chasing pack, as they head to 6 out. On the outside is Artie Kinsman, who got a fraction close. Then there's Cumbrian Challenge in the centre. Lord Dorset on his inside, followed by All Royal, who's still third last from Leotard as they jump 5 out. And last of all at this stage on the inside is Native Mission. Heading out towards the last of the ditches, 4 out now, and it's Celibate on the inside who leads to it in company with Jaffel. They match touchdown together, about 4 or 5 lengths in advance of Lord Dorset. Then Artie Kinsman, the outside, is under the whip now, followed then by Leotard, and further back is All Royal. 3 out, and it's Celibate on the inside. All Royal went right through the top of that. Jaffel on the outside in second. They're clear of Artie Kinsman, the outside, followed by Lord Dorset. But on the turn for home now, they've got 2 fences left to jump in the Victor Chandler. And it's Celibate who straightens up for the judge, about 1.5 lengths in front of Jaffel, who's all out, followed then by Lord Dorset under the whip, then Artie Kinsman, Leotard and All Royal. At the second last, Celibate got right in close to that one, but landed safely enough by 2 lengths. Jaffel shaken up in second, followed by Lord Dorset, and further back in the field is All Royal, the inside. 1 left to jump in the Victor Chandler. Celibate sticking to his guns on the far side is 1.5 lengths in front. Jaffel coming back at him. All Royal's running on, coming towards the last now. Celibate on the inside, jumps it okay from Jaffel, who's collaring him now. They're 2 or 3 lengths to All Royal. Jaffel on the near side for Ryland, takes it up now with about 100 yards left to go, and Jaffel comes away to win for Conor O'Dwyer. Wins the Victor Chandler by 1 length to Celibate. 2 lengths away third, then is All Royal, a gap to Lord Dorset in fourth, followed by Leotard, Native Mission, Cumbrian Challenge, and Artie Kinsman is last to finish. The winner is number 4, Jaffel, another big race winner for Arthur Moore for Ireland, owned by Thomas Bailey and ridden by Conor O'Dwyer. Second is number 3, Celibate, owned by the Stamford Bridge Partnership, trained by Charlie Mann and ridden by Mick Fitzgerald. And third, number 2, All Royal, owned by David Johnson, trained by Martin Pipe and ridden by Tony McCoy. Fourth, number 4, Lord Dorset. But Jaffel is number 7, I should say. Fourth is number 7, Lord Dorset. But Jaffel is the winner. Conor O'Dwyer there in the centre. Jubilant scenes after the running of the Victor Chandler handicap chase.
Yes, well, Mulligan's not in the picture here, but this is the ditch where he falls. What a super jump by the 2 leaders there. Jaffel really picks up with Celibate, but at the corner of the picture, they're coming now in the picture. There is Mulligan, done exactly the same. He's picked up a long, long way away from the fence and landed halfway through, and really, Richard Johnson has got no chance of staying there. But we did say that's what he does. When he sees a fence, he'll just pick up sometimes.
Very brave, over brave, but as they turned for home, little Celibate, who we said was the smallest in the field, being tackled now by Jaffel. They finished first and second in Punchestown last April. Jaffel got the better of it then, and Celibate came from behind at him that day.
Yeah, super race. In behind with the green and blue colours is All Royal, and we can see that Tony McCoy has tucked him well in today, and he's still got plenty to do here, and I thought he would still give the 2 in front, a lot to do, but he's missed the last, and it didn't help him. But Jaffel, under a strong ride under Conor O'Dwyer, who is, we've already seen him to good effect in this country, winning the Cheltenham Gold Cup, and you can see just why. Now, as he comes to the last, just sits, looks for a stride, sees it nicely. Now he can kick. Go on up, old boy, and you've got a great chance. There goes All Royal, just misses, just at the time he didn't want to. As I say, I think he really would have shaken them up. Lord Dorset in fourth, looked like coming there to challenge and confirm the form with Celibate. Wasn't good enough, but now Conor O'Dwyer has got it under control.
Well, Jaffel, who is a keen horse, though, still nevertheless pricks his ears when he goes to a fence. He's a lovely character of a horse, but well done to Conor O'Dwyer and Arthur Moore. They're really mopping up the big races, having won the Ladbroke last weekend. The reverse angle sees the boys really going for it as they go to the last fence. A lot of photographers around. Celibate probably half a length to the good at that stage.
Yeah, well, we're good judges, aren't we, Richard? Because we're watching them down the front, down the hill there. These two going hammer and tongs, and said they've gone too quick in this ground and they're going to come back. But there's, Celibate is still galloping, and he looked as if he'd just take off in front at that last. Terrific run by Celibate, but Arthur Moore is on a real roll at the moment, winning the Ladbroke Hurdle last week with Graphic Equaliser. There he is, put in the
yellow colour,
the Victor Chandler
Noble Tyne, and it seems as if the runners are being called in now, and Richard Dunwoody was keenest to get the rail. That's the favoured position. His song Richard Hughes. So they are the runners now lining up for the AIG European Champion Hurdle, and they are away. Let's join Tony O'Hare.
In second, and they're followed in third place by Not Complaining But, and then comes the favourite Isterbrack, ahead of His Song, the Unbeaten Novice, and then Noble Time as they run up towards the first. Punting Pete, Richard Dunwoody in the lead. Theatre World, runner-up a year ago. Norman Williamson in the saddle this time. Punting Pete over the first from Theatre World in second, and they're clear of Not Complaining But. Isterbrack jumps at fourth, ahead of His Song, and then we've got Noble Time just ahead of last year's winner, Cockney Lad. But Punting Pete takes them past the stands for the first time with a lead of about 5 lengths over Theatre World in second. Theatre World a good 8 lengths clear of Not Complaining But, who's about half a length in front of Isterbrack. Then His Song, and behind His Song, Noble Time, and Cockney Lad brings up the rear. Flight number 2. Punting Pete over from Theatre World in second. They're clear of Isterbrack, jumps in third. Not Complaining But on his inside, and behind the mare we've got His Song with the white face, Noble Time, the green and yellow colours on the left of the picture, and Cockney Lad on the rail as they go up towards flight number 3. Punting Pete in the lead, and clear from Theatre World, who in turn is clear of Not Complaining But. Isterbrack keeping wide, then His Song and Cockney Lad and Noble Time. Flight number 3, Punting Pete from Theatre World in second. Not Complaining But on the inside, Isterbrack the outer. His Song is fifth as they go left-handed towards the back straight. A long run to flight number 4, and Punting Pete strides along clear of Theatre World in second. Not Complaining But the rails in third, followed by Isterbrack in 4, and behind Isterbrack comes His Song, Cockney Lad, and finally Noble Time as they turn now to straighten up for the fourth. Punting Pete, runner-up to Isterbrack here at Christmas, making the running clear of Theatre World. The others have closed up on Theatre World now. Not Complaining But about 3 lengths back ahead of Isterbrack, and then His Song. Cockney Lad is next, and finally Noble Time as they come towards the fourth. Punting Pete in the lead, good 6 lengths clear. Theatre World in second, almost 3 lengths clear of Isterbrack, showing third, and fourth place is Not Complaining But, and then His Song, Cockney Lad, and Noble Time returning after a long absence, and the only horse to have beaten Isterbrack over hurls brings up the rear as they run towards the 5th flight now. And Punting Pete with Theatre World closing the gap now in second place, and they're about 5 lengths clear of Isterbrack. His Song was moved up alongside Not Complaining But. Cockney Lad and Noble Time the last pair at the 5th. Punting Pete from Theatre World in second. Punting Pete, Theatre World, and then His Song 3, Not Complaining But. Isterbrack wasn't foot perfect there, but still handy in 5th, just ahead of Cockney Lad, is beginning to get a bit closer, and then Noble Time as they go towards the 3rd last flight, and it's Punting Pete the leader by 2.5 to Theatre World. His Song jumps into 3rd place there, followed in 4th place by Not Complaining But. Isterbrack is 5th, and then Cockney Lad, and finally Noble Time. Tightly grouped as they begin to turn off the back. A long run to the 2nd last. Punting Pete taken on by Theatre World. His Song going well, about 2.5 lengths back in 3rd. Then the favourite Isterbrack 4. Not Complaining But is 5. Cockney Lad and Noble Time still closely grouped, about 6 lengths covering them as they pass the half-mile marker, and Theatre World on the outside of Punting Pete. Isterbrack closes right up now on the outside. His Song still going easily. Not Complaining But right on their heels with Cockney Lad, and also Noble Time, all in contention down to the 2nd last. Isterbrack's widest of all. His Song is alongside him. Cockney Lad's got through on the inside. Then Not Complaining But. Punting Pete's dropped away, and so is Theatre World as they run the turn into the straight. And it's Isterbrack on the outside of His Song. Cockney Lad, last year's winner, is on the rail. And as they've levelled out to the final flight, Isterbrack and Charlie Swan have it from His Song. Richard Hughes in second. About half a length between them. Noble Time putting in a big run in 3rd. Cockney Lad is 4 down to the final flight. Isterbrack lobbing. His Song close in 2nd, and 3rd place is Noble Time at the last. Isterbrack from His Song on the far side, and then Noble Time and racing into the closing stages as Isterbrack having to be rousted. His Song running a cracking race on the far side. The novices, they race up towards the line. Isterbrack ridden out, gaining the upper hand, but a big run from His Song as they go to the line. Isterbrack wins it in the end by about 1.5 lengths. His Song a big run, 2nd, 3rd Noble Time, and they're clear of last year's winner Cockney Lad. Not Complaining But, a tired Theatre World, and an exhausted Punting Pete walking up to finish last of the 7. So Isterbrack.
He's a lovely big horse, this horse, and Tom Draper's son Jim has done tremendously well with him. But as I say, wind problems, respiratory problems don't help his cause. Going through Imperial Call, I thought he looked the pick of the paddock when I was just looking in before. The horse has again had problems, as most chasers do. He's just going through number 6 there. But I like to see this. He's looking trim. He's just sweating up a little bit. He looks ready. The mare here, Dumbbell, has a bit to do, as her price suggests, at 50.50 to 1. A year ago when Tommy Tracy was on Denoli, that was probably a different kettle of fish. 5 going through, that is Seamus Durack on one of the 2 British trained horses. And he has bits of chances, you know, Hermes Harvest, because his last run he was third to Hymn of Praise and Call It a Day, and they ran very well yesterday. Anabatic is a horse that has won a fair few races. He won 5, but has got a bit to find here. Finished 4th last time at Leopardstown over 2 miles 3. But I just feel he's chewing off a bit more than he can stomach today. Last win was back in November '96 at Navan over 2 miles and a furlong. Well, Corkit is a horse that Tony Dobbin will be pleased to be riding in this, but there's no explanation by Aidan O'Brien or any of the pundits over there as to why this horse has totally lost it of late. He was a good horse, but he's not been lately. I'm afraid 5 times in a row he's failed to complete the course. It looks as if Hermes Harvest has decided to go and make it a real test. Let's go over to the Irish team and Tony O'Hare.
As they make their way towards the first with Hermes Harvest and Doon Bell together at the head of affairs. Imperial Call left of the picture, and Doran's Pride with the big noseband in 4th. As they go out over the first fence, Globalistic is next ahead of Corquette, and then Anabatic and Mary Gale held up at the back as they go now to the first of the ditches. Fence number 2 and Hermes Harvest, the leader from Doon Bell in second. Imperial Call keeping to the outside, followed by Doran's Pride. Go Ballistic on the inside as they rise to this ditch, and Hermes Harvest the leader from Doon Bell. Imperial Call, Go Ballistic jump past Doran's Pride, then Corquette and Anabatic, and finally Mary Gale as they continue now towards the third, and Hermes Harvest by over 2. They come to the fence before the straight. Hermes Harvest, Doon Bell, Imperial Call on the outside, and then Go Ballistic on the inner. Doran's Pride in 5th, and then Corquette just ahead of Anabatic, and Mary Gale brings up the rear as the 8 runners swing into the straight for the first time. Hermes Harvest leads, Imperial Call showing 2nd, winner of this race 2 years ago, then Doon Bell. Doran's Pride showing 4th. Go Ballistic on the extreme right, and then Anabatic, black and white colours, green cap, Tom Rudd, then Corquette and Tony Dobbin, and Norman Williamson at the back on Mary Gale as they jump the fence before the stands. Number 7 in all. And it's Hermes Harvest from Imperial Call, Doon Bell, Go Ballistic on the inner, Doran's Pride towards the outside, Corquette between horses, then Anabatic, and finally Mary Gale as they go past the winning post with a full circuit. Ahead of them a long run to fence number 8, and Hermes Harvest leads by a length. A big cheer going up from the crowd. Imperial Call shows 2nd, just ahead of Doon Bell, who's between horses, and then Go Ballistic, Doran's Pride is 5th, and then Corquette and Anabatic, and finally Mary Gale as they run up towards fence number 8. Going away from the stands, and Hermes Harvest joined by Doon Bell. Imperial Call close in 3rd, and they're tracked by Doran's Pride 4. Go Ballistic is 5, and behind these Corquette, and behind Corquette Anabatic, and Mary Gale brings up the rear. Fence number 8. Hermes Harvest. Then Anabatic and Go Ballistic as they come out of the 9th. And Doon Bell shows just ahead now from Hermes Harvest. Extreme left of the picture, Imperial Call. Doran's Pride is with them. Doon Bell, Imperial Call lands 2nd, then Hermes Harvest, Doran's Pride, Go Ballistic on the inside of Corquette. As they swing now towards the far side of the track, 8 more fences to jump, 6 of them down the back straight, and Doon Bell leads from Imperial Call on the outside. Hermes Harvest gets a reminder from Seamus Durack. Doran's Pride close behind them with Corquette and Go Ballistic. Coming to fence number 10. Doon Bell the leader, Imperial Call in 2nd. They're followed in 3rd place by Hermes Harvest, who made a bit of a mistake as Doran's Pride goes 3rd. Doran's Pride 3rd now as they race on towards the 11th. Doon Bell, Imperial Call, Doran's Pride and Hermes Harvest next with Go Ballistic. Tightly packed, the 8 runners. Mary Gale, the back marker, but only about 4 lengths covering the field as they come to this plain fence. Number 11, Imperial Call on the outside, jumps to the lead from Doon Bell, then Corquette, and then comes Doran's Pride. Anabatic, Go Ballistic, Mary Gale. Hermes Harvest brings up the rear, but they're still closely grouped as they come to this ditch. 6 fences from home, Imperial Call and Doon Bell. Doran's Pride close in 3rd. Mary Gale has moved through the field now to join the leaders. Imperial Call, a great jump by Mary Gale, lands second. Corket 3, then Doran's Pride and Dune Bell and Anabatic and Go Ballistic, and then Hermes Harvest as they go to the next plain fence. 5 from the finish. Imperial Call leads from Mary Gale in second. They're followed in third place by Corket, then Doran's Pride, then Go Ballistic, and they're followed by Anabatic as they race now towards the fourth last. And Mary Gale shows just ahead of Dune Bell on the inside. Then comes Imperial Call. Doran's Pride right with them. 4 from home. Dune Bell the leader. Mary Gale awkward there. Imperial Call wasn't all that clever. Doran's Pride improves. And then comes Anabatic and Go Ballistic as they race now towards the final ditch, the third last. And it's Dune Bell, the mare, who's opened up a 4-length lead. Doran's Pride is second. They're followed by Imperial Call and Mary Gale. Anabatic, Go Ballistic, and they've left Corket and Hermes Harvest well behind. At the final ditch now, and it's Dune Bell, Doran's Pride, Imperial Call on the outside, then Mary Gale. Anabatic is next, and Go Ballistic struggling a long way clear of Corket as they run the turn. They've 2 left to jump, and it's Tommy Tracy on Dune Bell in the lead from Doran's Pride. Imperial Call on the outside. They're clear from Anabatic as they come to the second last. Dune Bell, Doran's Pride in the centre, Imperial Call on the outside. Over it, and it's Dune Bell from Doran's Pride, Imperial Call in third, and it's Dune Bell from Doran's Pride. Now Imperial Call can't stay with them as they run the turn into the straight. Dune Bell from Doran's Pride, they've gone right away. Anabatic's gone third, Mary Gale 4, Imperial Call well beaten in fifth. They're running now to the final fence in the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup, and it's Dune Bell with Doran's Pride moving up alongside. They're clear from Anabatic and Mary Gale, and then Imperial Call down to the final fence. Doran's Pride on the stand side, jumps it well and leads Dune Bell. They're a long way clear of Anabatic and Mary Gale as they race into the closing stages. It is Doran's Pride going away to win this in style. Doran's Pride driven out by Richard Dunwoody, clear from Dune Bell. Anabatic third, Mary Gale 4. Fifth is Go Ballistic, and they're followed by Imperial Call, who stopped to a walk, but Doran's Pride wins it in impressive fashion. Second place is Dune Bell, beaten a good 15 lengths or so. Anabatic just possibly third. It's time.